Hello, welcome to the Good Keyboard Friends podcast. This is episode, what is it, 12?
12, yep.
All right, sweet. These are Ether C flows, not the
Yeah, the
drop
Ether
ones,
C-
the real ones from Mr. Speakers. Well, they used to be Mr. Speakers. Now it's
Yeah.
Dan Clark Audio.
Yes.
These are basically $2,000. They're god tier good. They're so good.
I got something to
so
show
happy.
you, my buddy.
Okay,
Oh,
now we're talking. Like,
hell yeah.
somehow these have just become my like default like stream setup headphones. It's the stupidest overkill. It's on an amplifier. I've downgraded an amp recently because like I got a thing that had better microphone control. I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna plug this into it.
Nice.
know. Amplifier on it is good, but like I'm downgrading from an RME 80i2
Okay.
to just like a Rode podcaster.
Damn.
The DAC on it's not bad, you know. I haven't used it for anything musical yet, but like, you know, it's not wowing me.
It does the interface thing
It's-
well enough.
It's real nice. I mean, like if that's your use case.
Yeah.
If your use case is, hey, you've got a microphone plus, oh, you got 2 other microphones over there, but those are for sound testing,
Oh yeah.
and you know, those need to be in stereo, and then you also want to be able to like, I don't know, it's a real powerful piece of hardware, and I think I'm using like 2% of it so far. Oh shit, that reminds me. I bought that. Is my camera on? It sure is.
Yeah,
yeah. Why is that so zoomed in?
I need to get some of that, honestly.
Share some of that. Is
Some
that Maker's
foot
Mark?
pedal magic and jazz.
Dude,
I need the nut button.
Yes,
Like, that's what I'm missing.
yes. You can't not have it. But I got one of these. So this is the Rode Podcaster.
Nice.
And like I got this to upgrade like an audio interface that I had for so long. It wasn't even an audio interface. It's a field recorder that just
Yeah.
like has inputs into it. But if you like plug it in over USB,
dude.
you can make it an audio interface. It's exactly that.
Oh, is that Tascam or what is that?
No, that's the
it's-
Zoom H6.
Yep, H6N.
Oh, you have the N. I have the
Yeah.
original. Oh, I had it from so far back. It was the best value thing. It made the most sense to me.
Oh,
like-
it's still incredible.
And like I was able to do like my sound test mics and then my vocal mics with like different rules on them. It has like built-in audio limiters. It's fucking wild for the price.
I go and bootleg shows with this thing.
Oh, I'm sure. And you get,
Sometimes
like, sick recordings.
they'll let me plug into the board and just
Yeah.
take their audio out.
Oh, that's so
Damn.
good.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, I'm a nerd. This is what I like doing. Can I have an audio output like XLR and just like skim a little off the top? They're like, okay, yeah, sure. As long as they're not super busy, that tends to be like how it works. But yeah, I like input devices and output devices. Devices are great.
They are.
Yeah. What headphones do you have right now?
These are the Nectar Sound Hive XS.
They look real comfy.
Oh yeah, they're really comfy, but they're entirely built in a dude's house.
Yeah.
A guy named
wow.
Sajeev makes them. They're electrostatic headphones.
Yeah.
He made a planar magnetic, and right here are the dynamic driver headphones that he makes. I like his stuff a lot, and when I'm not using my other headphones, I will throw these on.
Can you
and
just
have a
fucking
really good
roll
time.
up to a podcast with electrostatic headphones?
This guy is a legend.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like my daily drivers too. And the crazy thing is, like, East
See,
Ashford.
See, now I feel bad. Like
Okay.
I have the fan on and like my mic's kind of far away. I can optimize this audio for you just so you can hear me like flawlessly, just like inside your ear holes.
I'd say it's close enough. This is doing a lot of heavy lifting. It sounds fantastic. I'm in another dimension.
Oh,
wow.
I wish I was.
Come on with those other C flows. Yeah, those are crazy actually. Interesting thing about the C flows is they were like the first well, not the first attempt, but the first like commercial attempt that Mr. Speakers, Dan Clark Audio made in like actively tuning a closed headphone that wasn't like really already made, because if you remember, he did T50RP mods. That's how he started.
Yep.
So there's like,
it was like a big shot in the dark, but what they
Mhm.
made was like a marvel to me. It was the only closed back headphone that sounded good, where like you still had soundstage. Sure, it's still a closed back, but there's a beautiful tonality to it. It's incredibly comfortable, both like on your head and acoustically. Like I specifically bought these because I was going to sit at a desk. I had these at my desk at the office with a little Lear 3 amplifier with a little PS Vane tube in there out of a Modi multi-bed. And that was just my work get up because, like, I know up to 8 hours a day I'm going to have headphones on my head. I'm going to be banging away at something. I don't want my ears to get tired. I don't want my head to get tired. But, you know, I still want to, like, enjoy, like, a quality audio experience.
Yeah.
And these just, like, sure, they are $2,000, but, like, $2,000 to have that feeling for the rest of my life until these fall apart in 20 years, worth every fucking penny.
And they'll probably last longer than that because Dan Clark is insane about his like build quality.
They're very well built. Like I have a pair of ZMF Aeolus, which is what I use to daily at my desk here on stream. But the drivers had moved around, and it was too much of a pain to try and figure them out. The male end of the panel mount sockets where the connectors go was like slowly sneaking out of the wood. It's just wood stuff. Like it's handmade and it's wood. So like, what can you fucking do? Wood's going to expand and the driver's going to move. Like I fixed it up real nice. I put it downstairs, set up a proper listening setup downstairs with a comfy chair and everything. So I got that there. But like the build quality difference, this feels like a fucking rocket ship compared to like a horse and buggy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Those. But it's crazy because those are the some of the first like drivers that they produced in-house. And they got them the tuning of the driver itself. With a closed back headphone, you get this thing called back pressure. And really all there is in there, if you take them apart, is just a little slab of gauze. That's like all the tuning they needed to make that hit the mark. And now they're using this AMTS. It's basically like a big field of 3D printed Helmholtz resonators.
Are there new upgrades? Because I upgraded to the 1.1 where they sent me what goes between the drivers and your ears.
Yep.
Is there another upgrade?
They don't do an upgrade path anymore. Because they've changed everything.
Oh, do they no longer look like this?
They do not look like that at all.
Oh, so they went with the like more the other ones.
The
Aria?
Aeon style.
Aeon, that sounds right.
It was
That's
about
a shame.
like early COVID times. They had the Stealth came out, which was their first closed back version of this. And that was the spiritual successor to the other. That was crazy. And then they came out with the Expanse, which I can show you. I have one. I had both, but like I parted with the Stealth because the Expanse just blew my mind.
Okay.
Then they came out with the E3, which is now like that is the that.
Okay.
That is
before we go on any further, and we can keep talking about audio the whole fucking time. I'm in heaven. Hubert's probably in hell, but it's fine.
I'm the horse and buggy. I'm the horse and buggy right here.
It's worth it. Tell me, like, what do you jam out to? Like, what's your go-to stuff? Or at least like these days. Like, what's your go-to stuff?
Well, I've actually got a couple drops. I've got a couple albums recently.
Okay.
So I'm on a pre-order for an album called Reliquary by Reed Willis.
What genre is that?
It is electronic, but
like European style. What kind of?
So I got into this through. Have you ever heard of Lorn?
Yes, I have.
Maybe?
Yes, you would have if you play games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe not.
He got more mainstream, like, noticed because of his work with it's the Hyperlight Drifter and
Yep.
Fury and what's the one with the Soviet plot and the nukes? Hotline Miami.
Wolfen. Oh, okay.
Hotline Miami.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. But like, I know the type of music in that game.
Yeah,
Oil and
but
Water. My favorite song from him.
so
is Oil and Water.
Lorn is electronic music that you hear on your tongue.
Okay.
It's got so much texture to it, you can almost taste it.
So
And-
generally, when I listen, when I introduce people to like my like speaker listening setup or my headphone listening setup, I tell them put on whatever you like, but like nothing electronic, because a 1 kilohertz tone is going to sound like a 1 kilohertz tone. It doesn't fucking matter. Put on
Right.
something that's like something with instruments and vocals where you can pick out things that you've never heard before in a song.
Oh yeah.
But you're telling me that the opposite exists. This is news to me, because
Yes.
like I listen to electronic, but it's all like rather lo-fi to my ears.
Oh no, this will be kind of jarring in how expansive it will sound, how wide in terms of like
All right,
total dynamic range.
Give me. What am I typing into the search box?
Okay, so oh my god, okay. Let me pop up my
Like, I'll listen for like 10, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I'll be able to hear you guys. Nobody else will be able to hear it. You guys at home can also just
Find
type
Lorn.
in the search box.
Let's see here. A to D, debris, maze to nowhere, nothing else. Rarities.
All right,
Here we go.
Lorn
I
or
realized-
Rarities? I'm on the same
I realized
level.
it was a different Lorn that I was thinking of. But
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
it was Lorn with an E at the end.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought as well. That's literally what I searched for.
Try it's from Remnant, drawn out like an ache.
Okay, the deck on this is pretty good.
Real quick for the audio listeners out there, so we have Binge as our guest for this
I
episode.
love how we haven't even introduced anything.
Fuck it, dude.
What he
Fuck
does,
it.
who he
Hey,
is. It's like audio. Sound.
When we're our own bosses, we can do whatever the fuck we
Good.
want to do. But he may be known as an artisan maker, but there are more layers to him, just like an onion. So
I'm very Shrekky.
Yeah.
it is very video gamey, especially for
Yeah.
those games that you talked about.
Well, and if you look up his music videos, there's a lot of visual media that kind of goes along with certain things. He gets a bunch of inspiration from like
that is
early
fantastic.
90s anime, video games.
What did you say? Anime? Never mind.
But,
Throw it in the bin.
that garbage. But I'm talking stuff like that made it into theaters in that time and made an impression on people like in the 90s, like Akira, for example, was something that rivaled like Miyazaki animation. More along that lines, like the serious stuff. It is a dark tonality to sound, for sure. I'm sure you noticed, right? It reaches deep.
It's got a lot. It's got good lows.
Yeah.
Real nice lows, like sub 50 hertz lows. It's
Mhm.
nice to get those.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't consider it dark. Maybe I'm dark.
So
That's fine.
Reed Willis has a new album coming out called Reliquary, and I got turned on to it by some fellow big Lorn fans, and they were like, texturally, contextually, and compositionally, you will see kind of inspirations, but a new take in that kind of vein of music. And I'm like, okay, I can get behind that. All right. Descartes Acant, which is a Mexican rock group.
What kind of rock? Like
Pixie, like
heavy?
pixie grunge.
Okay. That's a very good descriptor. Thank you.
And they've had a big history. There's like a lead female vocalist, guitarist, thinker that kind of has brought it through a number of phases of its transformation. The album is After Destruction, and it's kind of like the COVID happened and we're coping with it. It's all about therapy and coping, like it, and using technology to help with that. It's got a really cool story, and it kind of reminds me of an album by a band called Outro Sparks. Now, they went to the same college my sister did in Chicago. This is like early 2000s era. You can still find the album if you look for it. You can find their full performance on YouTube, and they are more like math prog grunge.
Yeah.
And they gave me such similar vibes listening to this, because there's like a story that goes along with it.
Yeah.
That I instantly picked this one up. And then the other album I picked up is called Electric War by Little Barry.
Okay.
When you say picked up, you're buying physical media, right?
Yeah.
So that you can legally rip it and have, your own flax, I presume. Yep. That is the fucking way to do it, boys.
Yep.
If you can afford to. Like, obviously, like, when I say when you can afford to, like, if you have a favorite band and their album comes out, pay money to get a physical copy. Do it for like your top 5 if that's all you can afford.
Yeah,
What you can do is you can rip that, and then you have those files, you put them on a NAS or back them up, put them on a fucking tape. I don't fucking care. Put them wherever you want. They're yours forever.
I have struggled with going from, man, I don't want to own any more storage devices, to you can't pay me to even listen to your Spotify link, buddy. I won't support that stuff, because everybody...
I recently got Kobos.
Kobos?
I had Tidal a while back, and then like I shut it down once. I was just like, fuck this, I don't want subscriptions anymore. I'm self-hosting everything. But I got that recently. It's cheaper than Tidal. Apparently they pay out the artists a lot more. The selection's okay. Like, I have yet to search for shit and not find it. And the quality baseline is CD quality, and then some of them, very few, I've seen like 1 or 2 albums so far, have like high quality recordings. But mostly I'm like looking at like 2001 like metal and shit. So
yeah, soil work, man. In Flames, come on, let's go.
No.
Tristania?
No.
Samael? Exodus? Like,
okay, maybe. I don't know. I was listening to weird shit. And like in the 2000s, I was listening to fucking like Cannibal Corpse and
okay,
the Stereotypes.
Demu
Linkin Park. We all. What's that?
Oh, okay. Demu? Maybe a little bit. Progenies of Great Apocalypse.
1 or 2 songs
smacked so hard. Like,
fuck, I couldn't tell you the name of like the 2 songs I liked, but that was like too melodic for me. And then like I moved into like more technical metal. Like the second you brought up like Mexican band, I was like, the only Mexican band I know is called Here Comes the Kraken, and they're a technical metal band. And if you open up any of their music videos, preferably ones that are like older than 8 years ago, they're all like tiny little kids fucking pulling like 400 beats per minute wild fucking drum shit with a vocalist that actually, pretty fucking good. Because when you learn to love metal, one of the first things you need to learn is how to be able to, like, in your brain remove a vocalist from a song when you need to, because
Yeah.
you need to very often. Sometimes the song is just so good and the vocals are just not there, and you just remove it.
That reminds me of the time I saw Iced Earth, Slipknot, and Children of Bodom all play
Yeah.
at the same time. It was a crazy show, Philadelphia, the Electric Factory. And Alexei Leo got on stage and he was so drunk. Like, rest in peace, he passed mostly because of his constitution failing due to long-term alcohol abuse. But, you know, young adult I was so floored by the fact that he could not really sing any of the songs without full-on puking. Like, it would come out of his mouth and he'd like suck it back up. And so he'd just do the guitar stuff the whole show. He did his entire set perfectly, looking like he was about to die on stage. And I was so thrilled because it was perfect. It was like absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any alternative reality glasses on. Like, the guy actually like played it all.
Wow. That, like, for I don't know if anybody knows this, because I think there was maybe 3 or 4 people only, but many months ago, I found Binge on Twitch, just randomly in the makers and crafting section. And the very first thing that we started talking about, besides artisans, because he was sculpting something, was music. And he was the first person. Maybe this isn't very special or rare, because I don't really talk to a lot of people that I don't know. Like, I don't talk to a lot of strangers, but he was the
that's
only
normal
person.
as an adult. It's
Yeah, he was the only person who knew who Explosions in the Sky were. And then he started talking about all these bands that I loved, because I love post-rock, progressive post-rock, like, it was amazing. And the way that he described different bands and, oh, hey, you should listen to this song, you should listen to that song, you could tell that Binge was like super into it, and it was fucking amazing. Like, oh my God. This guy knows his music, and he knows how to explain it so eloquently. It's amazing. Man.
I know what I like, and I could tell too when you were like, "Is this Explosions in the Sky?" I was like, "Yeah, man, let's." It's really interesting because I got into Explosions in the Sky serendipitously through like another community member. I probably didn't go through this before, but CptBadass, who like helped with Keycon and everything, he was like, "Oh, check these guys out." And I think it was because it was let's see here, 65 Days of Static. Was the other band that like I was listening to, and he was like, "Oh, you should check out this music," and I did, and well, instant purchase, instant love. I'm so glad that like left an impression on, oh, binge likes music and he likes talking about it, because that as you can tell, right?
Music is powerful. Music is great. We all use music for different things. You know, like even the people that are like, "Oh, I don't listen to music." We all use music for different things. Like, we have different musics for different stuffs. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, it all hits. Do you occasionally check out KEXPN's YouTube channel?
Yes. Yeah. Every now and then they have a little like 40-minute or 30-minute set that they have. Are they based in Oregon, or like they're on the West Coast?
I believe.
Washington. Yeah.
Seattle area, if I'm not mistaken. And holy dude, if anybody listening loves stuff that is essentially just kind of like public broadcasting in a way, like, that is a very real radio station that they have over there, and they'll just invite artists to little shows, and they give them a studio, like an actual recording studio kind of
Yeah.
area, and they do an entire set.
That's awesome.
On YouTube, they have the high quality video and audio from those sets, and like for just because I don't want to butcher the Descartes, I can't. Their entire set for After Destruction, which is the whole album, is on that YouTube channel. So check it out if you think, you know, pixie grunge is an interesting genre.
Yeah, that's up there. Like I've in my head, I've never. I mean, I've listened to Nintendo Core, so like few things shock me.
KEXP, there it is.
Grunge was pretty formative for me. So like some of the chord progressions and the general tonality of it like hit home, as well as that, you know, sounding kind of like another album I've heard before. I got such nostalgic vibes. But yeah, so I often kind of like rip or not rip. I'll take audio that I've ripped from CDs and play it on stream, and I can't really like keep VODs because of it.
I mean, you can. Yeah. You just won't have desktop audio in the VOD. It's just a checkbox you have to enable. Like you have to press like 3 different checkboxes. That's the whole operation.
I think I'll need to figure that out to help me.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm gonna drop a note in the podcast chat to DM binge how to separate.
How to use computer.
No, how to separate Twitch VOD track. I recently did it because when I was in Dubai, I couldn't stream directly to Twitch, so the feature wouldn't work. I had to use Restream because when I tried to upload to Twitch, my ISP would just fucking batter me down to like 2 kbps.
Jeez.
Yeah. So going through Restream, I get like 6, 7, which is like, you know, that's what you expect for a 1080p stream. So finally, I can stream directly to Twitch now. So finally, we can listen to the music that we want, which is why I recently got a music subscription. That way, you know, I can just listen to whatever I want on stream. And if somebody like wants to listen to something, I can look it up. We can listen to that. So it's useful for that.
Oh, that's extremely useful. And yeah, I wanted to, you know, cut up some of the silence because occasionally I'm just concentrating really hard and not trying to throw myself off by making up something that isn't just coming out naturally. Forcing, you know, some sort of message is really hard when you're trying to be precise.
Yeah. It's so cool to me to watch you go through your process because he zoomed in. The crotch cam is absolutely amazing because he has the sculpt down here and he's working with it, you know.
Bitch, I'll show you mine if you show me your crotch cam.
My crotch cam is this. It's a Razer Kaio.
Oh baby.
It's got a 1 inch. It's got a 1 inch sensor though.
Yeah, that doesn't mean what you think it means.
No, I do know what it means. I've got an A7R5 right here.
Okay, so
I know cameras. The thing is, the close focusing distance on this is
it's
like
probably
right
amazing.
Here.
Yeah, but so is this. You just get you get a macro lens.
Right,
that's a 90mm macro.
Right. The cool thing is I can literally pick this up and throw it and whatever. I can bring this down into the studio where there's resin. I really don't care about it.
Okay. Yeah.
I do
That's
care
actually
about
real important.
I do care about my big Sony. My big
wait,
baby.
no, I ripped the battery out of this earlier. God damn. Do you remember when I was like, oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Like I forgot to set everything up correctly. Well, it feels bad. No crotch cam. Sorry, buddy.
Well, I will eventually get something like that when I've got the money for it.
Yeah.
That is the great, because I've got an A7 III that I use as like a secondary camera for all kinds of things, and I'd like to incorporate it into the setup. I've got like all kinds of macro lenses and stuff. I even found like this guy right here is a 35mm macro.
Oh.
that I'm working.
Oh,
with.
that's actually like handy for like holding shit up.
Let me see if it'll. There we go.
Ooh, that's
we go.
pretty good.
Hold on. There we go.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
look
wait.
at that.
I don't think mine can get that close.
For the
Right?
audio listeners, we're showing
No, it can't.
things to the camera.
Like that's as
can-
close as like a non macro lens can get you.
Simon is showing us his penis, but for the audio listeners, you won't
But
see.
yeah, that's like the size of that key, which is like pretty much 2 units high, right?
Yeah.
I was probably filling up equal amount of space with my 1 unit key.
Yep.
So
That's the macro cam difference, baby.
yeah, exactly. And it's not a 1-to-1 macro, unfortunately, but it's still got very good close focusing. And it's 2.8.
That is
So-
that is a good one. I think this is also 2.8. I think. Okay, no, that what? Hello? Yeah, it's a 2.8.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, with macro, sometimes like you want to be shooting at like f11 because like your depth of field is literally like as thin as a sheet of paper, so nothing's in fucking focus at 2.8. You gotta tighten that aperture, baby.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's totally all right, you know, in every circumstance. To do so, I think streaming it can get a little weird if you're
Oh,
if
I
it's too
shoot.
dark for your lighting, but
I shoot
probably
at
have good lighting.
the widest apertures on everything. That's shooting at 1.4 because I can.
Yeah.
That's 2.8. I shoot at 2. I don't care that nothing. Only a little sliver. 2.8, baby.
You get the hairline fracture of reality, folks.
Yep. And the overhead is a fixed f4, so that's actually like perfect for my dumb ass because I can't turn it down any further.
So, Simon,
That's
you piped up when we were talking about explosions in the sky. Do you like them as well?
I believe I do.
Okay.
I like so like now that like I'm driving again after like not driving in Dubai for 10 years and like being able to like, you know, play the music that I want while I drive. It's kind of weird like having that choice again. And I'm just like kind of at a loss. So like I've been like rediscovering a lot of music. Like before that, like Kate was playing when she was driving like her playlist, and like there were songs in there I hadn't heard for like 20 years. And I was like, God damn, I fucking love this song. And
That's
still do. So I'm rediscovering a lot of that, and like little by little, like I'm rebuilding my repertoire because again, like we've been on like royalty free or like paid for the fucking service.
Yeah.
Royalty paid music for the last 5 years of streaming. So like it's been a huge shift to like be able to like actually listen to what I want, but like within reason. I'm not gonna listen to Japanisch Kampfspiel on stream. That is a German like incredibly hardcore punk band with like an average song length of like 20 seconds, just to like put into perspective. I'm not
Nice.
gonna listen to that shit on stream.
Yeah.
But you know, I'll listen to like shit that I'll still enjoy. I've been listening to Coldplay. I've been listening to like, you know, older rock albums. It's nice.
It's so cool. I know that sometimes some people may not go through this, but isn't it awesome, guys, when you're able to rediscover music or you have enough time to be able to get into music again? Because for me, for the longest time, after work, you know, because my work is I'm listening to calls all day. And after that, you know, I want to hang out with the family and things
Hubert
like
works for the NSA. Fucking confirmed. I knew it. I knew it. I fucking did. That's why I was on all those lists, and then suddenly I wasn't anymore.
I put in a good word for you. Yeah.
Friends in high places.
Yeah. But it's so nice because you're thinking, oh man, this is amazing. I'm gonna listen to this old, you know, this song that I haven't heard for a long time, like you were saying. And then all these songs that have hit mainstream, but I've never, you know, paid attention to them. And then you go into songs that are not as mainstream. But do you two I've only been to 3 concerts, but do you two remember your favorite 3 concerts?
Fuck.
Or
I don't
just
think I've been
3.
at 3 concerts.
I'll start off because I have the least experience. But so I live in Iowa, and it's very rare for us to get big artists in Iowa. We get the local crowd, which is totally fine. We have a bar downtown called Woolies, and we get a lot of local talent. But in order to go catch like, I don't know, the Lumineers or whatever, they may come to Des Moines, but you're probably going to have to drive to Omaha or Minneapolis to watch them. So my very first concert ever was Mumford & Sons in Omaha, like 6 and 7 years ago. And then I watched the Lumineers. And then maybe 4 or 5 years ago, Explosions in the Sky came to Des Moines. And it was fucking amazing. But it might be obvious, but seeing live music when you're right there, it's unbelievable. Like, I'm sure you two can attest to that. But yeah, just do you two have a couple concerts that really stick out to you that you want to share your experiences from?
I mean, I haven't been to many concerts. Like the concert that comes to memory, because I went to one concert. Oh, okay. I went to one major concert in Dubai. It was a Martin Garrix concert for New Year's Eve, but it was off the hook. The whole event was open bar everywhere, fucking massive. It was the year that like one of the major buildings in Dubai caught on fire during the New Year's fireworks, and I watched the building catch on fire live. And it was great. Not like on the TV, like I could see the building from like where we were, and then they showed it on the TV too. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But primarily, I'd go to a weird Serbian bar where like metal bands, unnamed metal bands, would just come in and play the wildest fucking shit. The place was like, you wouldn't have room to fucking stand on your tippy toes. The whole place is packed like fucking sardines. You can smoke indoors in Dubai, which is fucking amazing, by the way, to people that do smoke.
Yeah. To the others, fuck you guys.
Well, no, I mean, like, there should probably be like sections for smoking and like non-smoking, but like Minnesota's like, no. The nearest like if I go like pick up Kate, or I'm waiting for Kate outside like her office, the closest place I can smoke is more than a block away because Mayo owns so much of the fucking area. They're just like, no, fuck you. You got to go to 2nd Street. And I tried to find it in the winter and just fucking gave up, and then discreetly vaped like I always do.
Yeah.
I just, I wanted to be polite. I didn't want to discreetly vape in the hospital. I was like, I will walk to the smoking area, but I followed the directions and I couldn't find the place, and I walked for a while. So this is kind of on you.
Yeah.
The venue can definitely change, your view on the experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Some of it like is the experience. My favorite shows that I've ever been to, so God, there was the Starlight, I think it was in Philadelphia. Is I went and I saw Man. If any of y'all are familiar with Man.
Nope. Is that a superhero that got bitten by a radioactive man?
It's more like a super like quin something group, quintet.
Okay, yeah. Quintet.
They play all manner of crazy instruments, including like an upright piano and like swap instruments and things, and they're really, really talented. Fun is the music, and the vocalist sounds like I mean, it's such a unique voice. Like the album that they played music from was called Werewolf, for example. The album of theirs that I own is called On Oni Pond, and they're just a weird group. I went Halloween night with who is now my wife and her boyfriend at the time.
Oh, okay.
And
Score,
yes,
well done.
so
good job.
That's
Claps
how I
all
met,
around.
That's how I met her. And,
That's how you do it.
And she had such an awful time with him, and I barely spoke with her the whole time. But I got back in touch with her like 2 years later, and I was like, hey, I don't know if you still even talk with that guy, but there's a New Year's party. You want to come to it? And so she did, and we started dating.
Oh yeah.
I heard all about how that like really awful.
Oh.
The show was good for her, but he was a dick. Like I could even tell that that he was being a dick.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic. I got to hang out with, because it's Halloween. These three like college age girls. They were all really short.
Yeah.
And I mean like really short. I think one of them might have actually like had to like have like a handicap thing in their car or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they could apply for, so super short, like 4'2".
Yeah.
And they were all wearing dinosaur costumes.
Okay.
They not like the big blow up ones. Like they were handmade, and they were each different kinds of dinosaurs.
Oh, that's fucking amazing.
That was fantastic. And they came with Popeye. It was one of their friends.
The sailor,
and we just all hung out. And I had a.
Oh, okay. Shit. I just remembered this was Halloween. Okay, that took me a while. I was like, okay, that's real fucking weird, but okay. And then there's another guy in a costume. Wait a second.
Yeah, I had I went as a guy going to a party who was there for the apocalypse, and so I had a gas mask, and basically like if you don't know, like real gas masks have a drinking tube.
Oh, that's awesome.
Attachment. So I just had it, like I was carrying around bottles of Corona all night with the drinking tube going in.
You're drinking beer through a straw
inside the mask. Like I just didn't take it off, and we're just like dancing around and stuff. That was a hell of a lot of fun. That would be my favorite. My second favorite was seeing Mushroom Head play at the Crocodile Rock. And I was totally underage, but my friends were like of age and everything, and we're moshing and everything. I get hit really hard, like really hard, and so I wake up at a time, and there's just these big boobs in my face, and I'm like, what is going on here? And these girls who were spraying vodka on the crowd out of water guns, who played the first set, were with me and my friends, and my friends kind of like made a little like, hey guys, he needs some space. He just got like KO'd here. And they came down and were just kind of interested to see whether anything had happened or if I needed anything. And they were like, oh no, but you should hang out with us. Like my friends took this as a moment to like slide into their DMs, as it were.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies, who's like 5 years my senior, has a terrible joint condition, but the really cool thing is he can like do this with his hands and put it back and then go like all the way around.
Oh my god.
And like step over his legs. So he was doing stupid human tricks.
Yeah.
And they were into it. I don't know why. But we got to hang out with these two hot girls like the whole show, and they really liked the lead, Mushroom Head.
Yeah.
And it was such a small venue that after the whole show I got to actually talk with them outside, like they were all smoking cigarettes. It was that time in American history.
That's amazing.
So like there was there was smoking like inside the establishment as well, but like, you know, they were all out for their cigarettes and stuff, and I got to learn a little bit about them, and apparently they were theater geeks. They made all their own costumes. They did all their like latex and silicone work and stuff. And if anybody here is familiar with the band Slipknot, like Mushroom Head predates Slipknot,
Iowa, hell yeah,
by a pretty significant margin, and they credit their mask making to, you know, and being inspired by Mushroom Head.
Yeah.
Interesting factoid about Slipknot: their first album, before they were officially Slipknot and like got Corey Taylor, it was called Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat, and it was a fan fiction album about Werewolf the Apocalypse, a tabletop RPG game.
Let's
Oh, I
fucking
love
go.
that. I love that game.
Oh my god! Wait, you know Werewolf too? Oh shit!
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
they were into it. Like one of their songs that like has completely different lyrics in their self-titled album that
Yeah.
like that they were a hit for. The lyrics are "You can't see me, for I hide within the umbra."
Oh, that's awesome.
Like,
Fucking nerds.
you
You fucking nerds.
It's so fun, Simon. We gotta play.
Oh, I know. I love fucking tabletop shit.
Oh yeah.
I we're
we're never gonna talk about keyboards.
where's our
at this
campaign?
rate.
Fuck it. Fuck
like
it.
like me, Poria, Kate, and Paul are like 7, 8, 9 sessions into a campaign, and apparently we're supposed to be like getting joined by like another character soon. This was 2 months ago.
Oh, nice.
Oh, D&D?
Yeah. I mean, now we're on like opposite sides of the planet, so it's a lot harder for me to be like, "Hey, Paul, come over. I have all the things you wish and hope for in the world, aka cocaine," which of course I did not have.
Yeah.
And then
course
basically I'd do the Paul trap. So I'd trap the Paul in the house, and then Poria could come over and we'd play the campaign. But now that there isn't a designated Paul Wrangler, and he's got a vehicle now, he's got his fucking what did he buy? What's the fancy Toyota? Lexus. Okay.
Oh,
He got a Lexus, like an IS like 500, like a nice V8. It was super fucking nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand.
Fuck, dude.
Rest in peace, our campaign.
okay. So that was my second favorite show, and the third favorite show was right before COVID hit, like right before the lockdown. I got to see King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard at the Electric Factory.
Holy cow. I'm gonna look this up. That's an
Yeah,
awesome
you're
name.
into like fancy music. I feel like trashy. I feel like my music is real trashy because like I listen to a punk and ska and like
I
rap.
love punk and ska. It's just like when okay. So
Everything you've listed has like sounded real fancy to me.
my King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is not fancy.
Okay, like how trashy is it? Is it like Mr. Bungle trashy or like?
Okay, well, Mr. Bungle is fantastic. I would listen to Mr. Bungle like drinking a fine scotch. All right.
Well, as you should, yes.
Yeah. but like in all seriousness, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard was like some guys who like psychedelic rock, you know, getting together, and they're big music nerds, and they're making shit where like literally the only lyric in the song is trapdoor for most of it. Like that's when they really like came out. It was kind of a meme. People really fucking love the fact that they just ran around in like these wizard robes in their music video for it, and in like a very convincing falsetto, so trapdoor, like, and it's all the psychedelic rock. And God, they have a album called Flying Microtonal Banana where they made all of their own microtonal instruments.
Wow.
Okay, what the fuck is a microtonal instrument?
Oh,
Is
okay.
it just like
so,
a really small instrument?
No, a microtonal instrument plays notes in between the traditional like sharp, flat, pure tone.
Okay.
So a lot of like a lot of cultures have microtonal instruments. Like a sitar is a microtonal instrument for sure. Anything fretless is technically microtonal because there's nothing to stop your finger in a specific note. Like a fret very cleanly divides the string. So you get, you know, those half-tone semi and these are working in the semitone. So like when you bend a string or something like that, that could be the microtonal space. Their instruments come with designated microtonal indentations or the ability to hit them.
Yeah.
If you're ever curious about that, there is a new form of like notation.
Man says he's not fancy, then gets into that fucking discussion.
It's
Go on, confess more of your crimes.
but essentially it's music based around a scale of 31 tones. Yeah.
I mean,
You can YouTube it. It's fun.
Oh, I don't need to. I know 31 is one of like the most holy of numbers. That's why months end in 31. I need to go get my vape because I once again did not plan for this.
That's okay. Do you know why? Because speaking of tones, our sponsor for today's episode. There he goes.
Wait. Speaking of what? Wait? No. I gotta hear
Okay.
tones
So
with an N
tones,
for November.
TONES. Well, for the end of June, we have a sponsor, Jay's Roastery, Jay from Prototypist. He roasts his own coffee. He sells it on his website. I'll link the website below. But he talks about the different tonality or the tones of his coffee. Like,
God damn it!
Oh,
what?
the flavor notes.
I thought you were going for tomes with an M.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to segue.
Okay,
tones. Okay, he's going.
Oh, no right, tome November.
There you go.
Strictly sorcerers.
Well, do you play RuneScape, by the way?
Do I play RuneScape? No.
Yeah. Okay.
But I did play EverQuest. And Muds. Like,
oh yes. That's what the RuneScape devs they played that, and then that's what inspired them to make RuneScape.
Yep.
So, but yeah.
God, like from what I've heard about RuneScape, like some of the PvP even has elements of the old Mud style PvP.
Yeah.
In basically how you can grief people. It was very similar.
Mm-hmm. When we were kids back in the day, like it didn't seem we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but nowadays I feel like there's a lot more griefing because people actually know what they're doing. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna fuck this guy over.
Oh yeah, and there's that kind of you can have that kind of fun these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, PvP kind of became a thing that people wanted as more of a fleshed out feature in Muds, and it was just kind of like really odd how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also crazy because like macros didn't really exist. So you would play through a telnet client, right? And everything's typing, and then eventually you'd get like a better client, and then the better client started having like macros, just like keybind stuff, and then they could also take logical statements. So like if you saw a certain kind of string of text that came and it was colored, like it had the enemy's color to the text, it would automatically type in something for you, and it was wacky.
You guys talking about cheating in video games?
So real quick, Binge played Muds and EverQuest, and I was telling him how the RuneScape developers, they were inspired by Devious Mud. So we're on this tangent now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. The nerd shit. Keyboards. It's been there the whole time. We've been using them all along, guys.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Not me. Not me.
You.
I don't need my hands. Don't need my hands. Don't need my hands. Don't need my hands.
Magic.
Don't even foot pedal at me. All right, guy.
Oh my god.
Honestly, such an expensive fucking foot pedal because I bought like the Elgato one that like ties into everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's nice.
Nice.
It's real fucking useful. Like when you got your hands and like you're soldering something and you need to switch from the overhead to like the macro cam, the fact that you can literally just like you press the feet and you make the meme pop up.
I gotta be like, if I ever go foot pedal, I gotta do the dumb thing and like
that doesn't do anything.
Buy the giant floor piano from FAO Schwartz and rewire the whole thing. So I just have to like physically hop places to change things. And it lights up, so that takes care of some of the lighting issues.
You need a DDR like pad from like an original arcade machine.
That would make a lot more sense and therefore be less. What
do you mean that would fucking slap? It's the ultimate standing desk. You just make sure you
okay.
always use a keyboard without arrows.
Holy shit.
Only if I get the bar behind me that I
It's a
can
whole
grab onto.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And
I
like
mean,
river
yeah.
dance
Oh,
my way through the cameras.
Real quick before I bring this up, Jay's Roastery, 10% off discount, Flamingo. I'll put everything in the description. But Binge, do you have something around where you live, like Simon and I have, where it's like an arcade bar with like Dance Dance Revolution? There's one it's called Up Down, Simon. Whenever we meet up, we're gonna go to the Twin Cities because I fucking love that place. But it has all the arcade machines. It has booze, obviously, and it's just a fucking fun time to go to. But do you have anything like that nearby, like an arcade bar?
I live in central Bumblehui.
Ah, okay.
So
Hey.
most of my days and evenings and what we do for fun is we go out to parts of the Appalachian Trail and just get lost with our dog. Bring the camera along, photograph a ton of weird fungus that grows. It's cool. It's cool. We've found a lot more lion's mane this year than I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy.
Well, what is lion's mane? Or why is that like cool? Yeah.
Oh, well, it's some people might know it from like supplements, like people actually eat it, so it's an edible thing. And it kind of looks like shag carpeting hanging from things. Yeah, go and look up a picture of lion's mane. It's like really distinctive stuff. It doesn't just look like your Alice in Wonderland kind of red or like Mario mushroom kind of stuff.
Those are the yummiest ones. If you ever see those in natures, you should absolutely eat them. This is financial advice.
If you die sorrowful.
Anamita mascara is quite the experience, that's for sure. Being from the state that I'm in, and like there's problems with magic mushrooms here in that they're everywhere. So we can't ever get rid of them. They're a naturally occurring thing. But yeah, there's like that. We see a lot of wood ear. Like that's really normal in cuisine. Turkey tail. And then there's like the plethora of non-edible kind that we'll see all around.
TLDR, you're the guy we call in the post-apocalyptic situation, so we know what we can fucking eat and what we can't eat, because otherwise we're dying like within the first hour.
Well, it really depends on what flourishes in the post-apocalypse. Because you're assuming that the ecology would be able to support stuff that's not poisonous to us.
I mean, hopefully it does.
That's exactly. That's what we would hope. And
that's why we need a guide.
The guides are less likely to help you though. The people who will probably be able to help you are those who keep relatively consistent spore farms, so they can take like a log of rotting wood, inject it with some spores, harvest some to eat, harvest some for more spores, and do that whole thing. That's not my area. But like my wife's a conservation biologist, for example. So like,
what does that mean?
Nature.
What does she do?
Well,
is it like an out and about job? Is it a desk and papers job?
No, she works for me in the studio making keycaps. It is not a job that makes money, really. Somebody has to die for you to get a job, kind of thing. They're few and far between. Like if you were into conservation biology, you could work at a zoo. You could work at a species, like an endangered center for endangered species. She did that for a while. The politics really rubbed her the wrong way. But she
There's
also
no escape. You can fucking work anywhere in the world and you'll fucking get a place with the weirdest fucking dudes.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she lived in Hawaii for a time. Trying to revitalize the population of native crow, the alala. Yeah, I know that sounds weird, but that's the name of their native crow.
It makes sense.
And they
prioritize the A vowel.
Hawaiian crow.
Very similar to Japanese, you rarely get a consonant without a vowel on either side of it.
The big trouble though is that program sucks, and the birds have no shot really at ever integrating back into the wild again. And when they get too many birds, because they're like, we don't have enough money to like do this.
You'd think crows would be like smart enough to like. At
No,
least,
they're super stupid.
they're stupid crows?
They're incredibly inbred.
Yeah, fuck those guys then.
They're too used to people. So they'll do dumb things like they see a person with some fruit, and so they'll go down to the floor and lay on their back and just play. They do dumb things, and the problem is there's mongoose in Hawaii, and the mongoose just kill them and eat their eggs, and
yeah,
mongoose don't fuck around. Mongoose.
No. There's no need for mongoose there, but they got I think they had like a snake problem at one point, and then they were like, oh, mongoose. And
I mean, Hawaii has like notably been like the island of, oh fuck, somebody brought a thing and now everything is in shambles multiple times around.
Yes.
It's one of those. Like, it's so small an ecosystem that like it gets real fucked real fast.
Real delicate.
Like normally if you got a big enough space and you're not Australia, you have more of a cushion. For like,
photos, nature. I live in the middle of nowhere. I got to go to some place. I got to go to DC to Keycon.
I also get to live in the middle of nowhere. It's great.
So, well, before we go to the Keycon tangent, I want you to tell your story about the Philly meetup, and then we'll get to Keycon. Simon, this is amazing.
Let's go.
Oh, you're talking about the hurricane job.
Yeah.
I've got other Philly meetup stories too, because like the first meetup other than Keycon that I went to was the Philadelphia meetup back in 2014. Yeah.
Damn.
But okay,
Binge has been around since what, 2013, right? Is when like I first remember
2007.
Wow.
Yep. Amazing. My join date post Rootworm was 2009 on Geek Hack.
Damn.
And then I started making artisan keycaps in 2013.
Okay, that's where I remember 2013 from.
Yeah.
That's what Tangus said too, right, Simon? He was like, I remember, one of our other co-hosts, he's like, I remember Binge in 2013.
One of our other co-hosts, peace be upon his soul, he's just been missing for so many episodes at this point.
Oh no.
We're shooting this in the evening. Like, I know that it's still daylight out, but it's summer here. But like, James is in Taiwan.
Oh,
and Tangus is in Northern Europe.
Yeah.
So oof.
Well, okay, so this was essentially last year, if my memory isn't completely failing me. So one day, and it happened to be just before the last Philly meetup last year, whenever that was. I think it was like late summer. It starts like raining pretty far off, and we're like, oh man, we gotta walk the dog, and we see that storm. So you know what? Let's go up to Peter's Mountain. We'll get above the clouds, and it'll be great. We won't get rained on. We'll be able to walk, and we'll be able to possibly view the rain coming through. We go up to Peter's Mountain. There's some wind, the water started to come down. Then we get up to the parking lot for that place, which is just over the parking lot for this observatory. That's the name that I couldn't remember earlier, observatory.
Yeah.
And it kind of just looks out over the central Pennsylvania area from Peter's Mountain. They do all kinds of like surveying stuff there, like in an official sense. and we parked the lot above that. So it's like a 2-3 story building higher than that lot. So that's where we are. We're up here, and we're getting some wind, and like it's kind of gnarly. And we look out over the area, and there's just visible looking like solid water and wind just circling around. And that's when we found out that a hurricane had hit land and just kind of came through into central Pennsylvania. We hung out up there, watched the thing happen, this just crazy discolored sky, wild. I've got some photos that I can send you guys of the weird sky. And we get back to the house, and like the roof's busted, the foundation's busted.
Fuck.
Like we took on a lot of water, and I'm like, all right, we don't have power. We don't have a lot of things. We were at this point, we've been cooking for our dog for a while. Both our dogs got really sick. We lost one recently, so we've got one dog, and we're just like, okay, so no electricity means we can't cook. We got to go. So I call up family. They live out like Philly area, so we just take everything in the kitchen, whatever, travel out east. I get there. There's a Philly meetup. And I'm like, all right, I buy the ticket. Like, okay, cool. I'll buy the ticket to go to the meetup. Like, the Philly meetups rarely ever sell out.
Yeah.
So, form was still open. I buy a ticket. I go there. And I'm like, everything's just kind of working in time until I get to Philadelphia, and I get out near the convention place, the convention hall. I must have it was near enough, like the entrance. So I walked through a set of doors, and I had a camera with me. It was like one of the things I took with me, and I had like a box and a camera, and these people just started moving me along. And I have dark hair, and I had a rather full beard, and I guess they kind of mistook me for somebody who I wasn't until somebody saw my tattoo and realized that I was not in the right place, because where I was in the middle of a large, like one of the largest gatherings for Islam on the East Coast. And they were like, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know. I'm looking for the Philadelphia keyboard meetup. You're in the wrong place. Yes, I am. I'm very much in the wrong place. Please, could you tell me where to go? Like, it's this building, and I give them the building and everything, and it turns out like they rented so much of the building that the majority of the throughways that would take you from one part of the building to the next were completely closed off. Like they had taken over. You had to go out around the building into this like little service door and then get to where the Philly keyboard meet was.
Yeah.
And I did eventually, get out and everything, and they escorted me out. I felt like a criminal at that point.
I mean, yeah. Can't believe you brought your tattoos in there, bro. You should have left them at the door.
It's just like I've got some like some sort of like Buddhist, Hindu kind of themed stuff on my arm, and
like that guy's not with us. That guy's not with us.
I'm not. I've eaten pork.
Yeah.
Oh no. The
pork.
forbidden meats.
Yeah. I am into the forbidden meats, and some that they haven't even classified yet.
I cannot believe that you are also into the forbidden meats.
And yeah, so I get to the keyboard meetup, and they're wrapping it up. They're doing their giveaway portion. So I just start taking keycaps that I've made and I just start giving them to people. Like, here you go. And,
What a guy.
I'm like catching people before they're done packing up their stuff. I'm like, oh, well, let me take a picture of that. I need that for the road.
Yeah.
I guess I made an impression because they invited me to dinner afterwards. And then I got to talk about like what brought me there. And I told them kind of the story I told you guys. And they were like, let us buy you dinner, please.
That's the secret of friendships right there. Just give everybody fucking free artisans right at the end. They'll remember your face because it's the last face they saw. They'll be like, we got to feed that guy. We got to take care of him. Come stay with us.
Yeah,
Have
exactly.
some beers.
Oh my
They
God.
kicked you out of Islam, but you're welcome here.
Oh, you're cool here. We got beers.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I loved it. He told me that story in the beginning, so I had to catch that for the actual podcast. But yeah, dude.
No worries. Yeah,
You
no,
know-
I met a lot of really cool people there. I got to see Sody Caps.
Hell yeah.
I got to see some people who make like dactyl keyboards.
Yes.
Oh, yep.
Right? And a lot of vintage stuff. There were
Yes.
people who brought like
Represent.
typewriters. There were some like Space Invaders boards. There
Fuck
Yeah, of
yes.
course there were. We all got one for $1. They're everywhere now. I didn't even pay the $1 for mine.
that was the community like when it started in that 2007 to 2010 kind of era. It was all upcycling. Like you'd go to an e-waste facility, you'd find a keyboard that had something mechanical in it, and you hoped it still worked. And if not, there was so much information on how to like replace the controller, or what donor switches would work in it, how you could source keycaps if like your board was missing some.
The answer to like your last 3 questions was Dell AT 101. That's the answer to all of them. Do you need switches? AT 101. You need AT 101. I got you for whatever you need. AT 101. Ready to go at any time. Any recycler, they got fucking 50 of them. Now you own fucking spot 1.
Yeah, it's really rare to find a mechanical anything. Most of them have been harvested for their vintage switches and whatnot. Man, vintage browns, ooh. Before their molds got bad and you can barely feel the hump anymore, guys.
How do you two feel about that? Like harvesting these classics or these vintage computers just for their internals and throwing them away.
Just so it's all out in the open, I found 2 mint IBM 5140s.
Okay.
And that was like a convertible laptop that came with brown Alps, and it didn't have enough brown Alps to fill a 60%. So you needed to murder 2 of them. And they were brand fucking new. I got the pair for like $150. I did crimes to those that I will be judged for.
I conspired with CptBadass to get the Kishsavers sent to the United States.
Oh,
that's my claim to fame in terms of like old vintage stuff.
Holy shit.
That's about all that singular project was like my peak, and it's also what completely turned me off from like doing anything vintage anymore, unless it was like a modern rebuild.
Oh, I don't deal with it. Like, I love vintage shit. The most I'll do is harvest, but like if I need work done, I will have a professional do it. Somebody that like loves it and breathes it, and I know that like they can do it right. I'm gonna do it fucking sloppy. Like if it's like a nice modern aluminum custom, I can do it clean. I can do it nice. So I need to find somebody here. I had beaten in Dubai who was my hookup there for like, we had the arrangement. Okay, we all know about the arrangement. The arrangement is you have your friend who's into Vints and you're into modern aluminum customs, and if you need something done on a Vint, he does it for you pro bono. And if he needs something done with a modern aluminum custom, you fucking build him something, knock it out of the fucking park. That's how it works. I need to find somebody like that here.
There are just go to some meetups. Go to some
meetups.
Exactly.
Like, that's the plan.
There you go.
That's the plan. Like I'm going to attend the maximum amount of meetups possible. I think the next one is in late July in
Chicago.
Chicago.
I'll see you there.
And Harry is from that area, so like I can't not drive down. It's only like 4.5 hours. I can take that by bike. I might just go solo without Kate.
Well, before we get into Keycon, why did it turn you off the Kishsaver? And you don't have to go into specifics.
Okay, so when it was sent to us, well, it was sent to CptBadass in a box with just a couple crumpled up magazines thrown in, and we're talking like 40 boards.
Oh shit! Okay.
There was no padding. Like these things had big dents in them. They were absolutely fucked up. And I got a really good one out of it too. I ended up taking it and just saying, just pay what I paid for it, guy, and you restore it. And I provided it to Hoffmanmeister.
Yes,
he has returned.
I love him. He's our very good friend. At least me.
Do we have him scheduled?
Yeah, we do. We're going to interview him at his meetup in October in Milwaukee.
Dope. Let's go. Oh, we're going? Yeah. I love how like you've already agreed that we're both
I'm picking you up. We're in the same circles, Binge. We love Hoff, dude. He's an amazing guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah. He's awesome. Yeah,
we've never met. It would be fucking amazing to meet the dude. He's an OG.
Always like whenever we meet up at meetups, we end up talking about cameras a little bit.
Yeah. Of course.
He was rolling around Keycon with like a honest to God Polaroid, like the large.
Oh yeah, okay.
OG Polaroids.
He's an Alessio type. Alessio would fucking fly in from Spain to Dubai and like bring like 1 billion different cameras, including Polaroids. We have Polaroids we don't take photos. I don't take photos, and my wife doesn't take photos. Like our phones, if I were to look right now, are probably about 90% cats, 8% screenshots / memes, and then 2% like I took a photo of a thing so I could see a bolt around the corner so I could like get the screwdriver in there type situation.
Yeah.
So it was nice to like actually have like actual photographs of us like both in the photograph. Those were super fucking rare. We own like 6 of those.
These are all cats. Why do you all have cat pictures only? Where's me? Where's the picture of
when you
both of them?
own a lot of cats, anybody with cats understands. The second you have cats, you don't buy the 128 gigabyte model of the phone that you were intending to buy.
No, you get the 2 terabyte model.
Oh no, I set up I run Image, which is like Google Photos, but like locally hosted, and it works exactly the same way, just as smooth, just as nice. So like everything just fucking backs up there automatically, which is real nice. So like I can have like a tiny amount of like total storage space on my phone and never actually keep anything important on the device, because the device, I mean, you know, I'm a paranoid motherfucker. Like if you fiddle with it wrong, it's deleting all the data.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
What are you typing on? Wait. Oh, up. Okay, wait. We have to guess. Give me top row and bottom row, like with spacebar, real quick.
Okay, so top row, like F keys or numbers.
Don't give it away. The top row, whatever the top is.
Okay.
In this case, obviously F keys.
Okay, so there's top.
Okay. I can hear the crimes you have committed in that bottom row.
It sounds like Sarah keys.
No, Sarah keys sound way more pingy.
You don't think so?
They sound way more pingy, and it would have forced him into a 6.25 bottom row.
I've committed more crimes than you even know. Like,
oh no, because like you know what it sounds like? Like
what?
It sounds like it. Okay, see now that sounds wildly different than before.
Is there foam in there?
Is that just like all resin on like a like foam to shit TKL?
No. Hold on. I'll just like I'll show you.
Oh no!
We broke him.
No, it's the stupid mic setup.
Oh, you have it on a teensy little tripod that you screwed into the back, like I did too.
Yeah, exactly. You know about it. Hold on. So
Wait,
unplug this.
bro, I got a thing for you. Okay, wait. Well, you figure out your thing. I'll figure out my thing.
Right. So
All right.
unplugged the keyboard.
Oh, wait, what is that? What is? It's an 1800, but what is that?
It's an
Is that
8.
a balance?
So
ooh, that is a full size. Nope, that is a CP.
It's not a balance, is it?
What is that?
It has a little.
It has this stupid thing that I hate, where the top piece is like an individual top and doesn't actually like go down to the side. And I see
What are
a
you talking
USB adapter on the side.
what? Oh yeah. This has this is the. Let's pull it out here.
Little
So-
dongle.
The dongle.
Dongle.
Shit,
Yeah.
what is that?
So what I do every year is I find the cheapest full feature keyboard I can find, and I buy it and I type on it for a whole year. And I compare the years, because the thing that I've loved going from, hey, it's really hard to own anything mechanical. Like, it's actually a lot of work. You got to upcycle stuff. The community needs to source like new switches or keycaps or what have you. There's big long group buys. And now we're in this like era of plenty. And this is the AULA, the AULA 99. And it's an 1800 layout. It's got crazy dampening on the inside of this thing. We're talking
Yes,
foam,
alpha.
silicon. It's got slits in the plate. It's got cuts in the PCB. It's
Flexible,
got hot swap switches. The battery lasts for friggin' ever in it. It does Bluetooth, Wi-Fi with the dongle, USB-C. It's got freaking multiple height feet. Like there's the two
All right.
height.
How much was this
thing?
monstrosity?
$30. What? $30. PBT double shot keycaps.
Yep. You'll get them.
$30.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
$30. And like I love customs. Like I absolutely love customs.
Yeah.
I also love buying a piece of shit every year and having it make me go like, if I go in a time machine and give this to myself, like
in like 2015,
many
even
years
in
ago,
2016, I'd be happy. No, up until 2018, I would be happy with that.
well, not just happy, but like you could sell this on the market and it would go for a lot of money. Like a lot of money. It's crazy how this has happened. And you know, one of the things that I also really like about this is right here on the back, there's like a switch.
Yep.
It's blurry, but this is a switch.
Is that the Win-Max switch?
No, this lets you switch it between all the different input types.
Oh, nice.
Which is really
so
cool.
2.4
It
or
automatically does the Windows Mac thing all on its own.
Damn.
That's illegal. That's crimes. Stop doing crimes. That's like way too many crimes. Please stop doing crimes, okay? I am here on behalf of the guys that don't like crimes, okay?
It's got optional indicator lights. Like,
what do you mean optional?
Oh, okay. So you know how you've got like caps lock and num lock and all those things?
Yeah.
Like all those really cool things. So this stuff, like there's an optional bar. There's the num lock right there. They did the caps lock right in that little dot, and they're optional, and you can program their color to be whatever the fuck you want too.
Damn.
And it's not annoying under key lighting. It's actual like
an actual indicator
integrated into the case.
Nice.
Like
it's nice to have a real indicator.
This is nice.
It is for $30. That's fucking
for
great.
$30. The switches would also have been like completely.
Are they factory lubed? Don't tell me
They are factory lubed. Yes.
Oh, and you're probably getting they're probably like 5 cent, 4 cent switches at best. So getting lube in those is insane. Like if we talk down, like if we talk out like the actual like price of like putting this kit together for the manufacturer.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane that they got switches that cheap.
Yeah.
But also
lubed.
the springs are progressive weight. So they actuate on a 52 and bottom out at an 86.
Oh.
No, I like that.
I mean, I like that. It's just like I've been hurt so many times by like inconsistent springs, and even like 2-3 gram variance between like alphas will like really fuck it up for me because I am spoiled now. I ruined it for myself. So now like anything stock is just like instantly gross to me.
This feels surprisingly nice. Like, so I'm also like, I'm a glutton for punishment. I like when a switch indicates to me that I don't need to keep pushing on it.
Yeah.
Like, I have massive nerve damage, and
high five for nerve damage.
Bam.
Boom.
Anything that lets me know, like, hey, you don't need to push anymore, so you don't need to bottom out, or the bottom out
I'm
feels...
too far gone. I have to bottom out fully. So in my left hand, like I took a pretty bad hit to the elbow in a motorcycle accident, and I never like regained full mobility or proprioception. So like I have to look at my hand to like move it where I want it to move if I'm like trying to do something specific. Like I can do basic shit.
I don't know if you can see this.
I see an angle.
Yeah.
That looks like a nice typing angle right there. What is that? 8-9 degrees?
Right on this one. Like, let's try it. Like, I'm trying to make it. This is as straight as I could get it.
Yeah.
Like, this wrist was crushed when I was like 7. And it's just never been right since. But like the typing is what gave me typing, guitar, and painting, like really heavily growing up, gave me lots of reasons to do stretches and exercises and take beta blockers so like I don't shake so much.
I should probably like look into that.
It's yeah. So I kind of like this, but I also learned to like not really bottom out on MX whites. If you're familiar with the switch.
I am not.
Whites being the high weight linears, right?
High weight, low frequency click. So like the blues have that like really high pitch click to it. Whites click on a lower register. I'll go. One second.
I've never heard of them.
I've literally never heard of this switch.
That's so weird. Holy fuck.
Because like I know that like in clear boards with like MX clears to throw in grays, the whites were locking switches, weren't they?
Nope. Those were they did have locking switches. Some of them did have white stems, but they were not MX whites. This is an MX white. There's like
I could use
pretty
that.
Nice.
Yeah.
The high pitch is kind of there, but it's so subdued compared to like your regular old blue. And the actuation weight is around an 82.
Ooh, okay, so they are heavy.
They are very heavy, and they have a huge tactile bump.
Okay, so it was basically like Cherry trying to do an Aristotle, basically.
Before Aristotle existed, yeah. These were like a weird variation on MX greens.
Oh, yep.
So, yeah, very, very cool switch. I like typing on those. These linears kind of give me vibes like that because they just get so heavy at the end. But yeah. Yeah, that's the story behind my keyboard. I buy...
You buy the most cursed keyboard every year.
For $30. Oh my god.
This one, the Zuksha or something like that. This is a hot. Just to give you some contrast, this was like 6 years ago. The cheap keyboard,
yeah,
and it's just a hot swap with a wire, and a TKL, and like
we've come so fucking far.
Bent aluminum case and aluminum top plate.
Like I kind of do like a similar thing, but like when it comes to customs, like proper aluminum custom, because like these days you can get wild shit for so cheap. I literally like was bullying Lolo today into like building a like aluminum mass consumer Hall effect full size, because whoever does it first is gonna fucking get all the booty. Gonna fill up their treasure chests with tons of booty.
Yar. What did you bring a keyboard, Simon? You were grabbing something earlier, weren't you?
I forget what I was.
Grabbed his vape, right?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I
I
need
thought
my.
you grabbed the Cluck van or something.
No, I needed my juice for my vape. I am currently typing on the not that. I am currently typing on the Diversity TKL in the wrong layout. This is the 9009 layout. I prefer the MK06 layout because Waytech makes me feel things. But this is a lovely modern board. This was like what, fucking like $250 or something absurd. Oh, so nice.
Fuck, dude.
Oh
yeah, for machined aluminum, that's a great price.
Oh, we've broken through the bottom so many times. Like I today I was shooting some B-roll downstairs on the kitchen table, which is like why like my setup is such in shambles, because I came up here, realized my camera wasn't here, my batteries were missing, nothing was plugged in. But I was shooting B-roll down there, and the Neo 60 and 65 CU, as in the chemical element for copper, not the first two letters of the word cuck. The 60 and the 65 are $165, and the entire bottom is brass at that price point. It weighs like 3 fucking kilos. The machining on it is like all curves. The weight on the back is PVD coating, no matter what edition you get. It is plateless by default and actually feels fucking good. It's wireless. It's hot swap. It's insane. Like what like, you know, like affordable like customs are doing now. I don't know. It's wild. It's wild. Like it's an amazing thing. It's also like a terrifying thing, you know, because like there are people out there making expensive boards as well. And, you know, those also need to be understood that, you know, it's okay to pay $800-900 for a keyboard if it's that big a keyboard with that much machining and like good enough quality control. That's okay. If you're getting your $800 worth of value, fine.
Yeah. There's the argument, and it's just because I work in the space that I work, that say there really is a really cool community person and they're doing something like small scale and they're kind of like doing a lot of it themselves, then I think it's really cool to like pony up some extra for something that like you really can't get anywhere else.
Yep.
But yeah, I get what you've coded in that whole like the bar is pretty fucking high.
Oh yeah.
These days. Yeah, no, keyboards have gotten kind of serious, but I'm like at this point now where I'm like, okay, things are so good and things don't just get like that inexpensive when the cost of eggs is just like going through the roof.
Yeah.
Dude, the cost of everything is going through the roof. I looked at the price of gold this morning and like realized how much the dollar has devalued since like November.
Yep.
It's like by a factor of half. The dollar's lost so much fucking value. Holy shit.
A lot of what kicked off the keyboard community occurring in the first place was this like all of the manufacturing that was in the golden era, like 70s to 80s, right? Arguably even earlier than that if you were into collecting Hall effect stuff. But like,
and beam spring.
Yeah, these like this golden age of manufacturing basically was just like it disappeared because of the need of the personal computer to have cheap peripherals. And that happened like early 90s, like end of the 80s, early 90s is basically when that swap happened. And then, you know, leading up to where I was in 2007 areas when I was like I got so sick of having like a fantastic computer, water cooling and stuff like that, and your keyboard just had like keycaps that the legends would wear off the more you used it, and so your keyboard would always look like a piece of shit.
Where do you think the line is drawn for like when like OEM keyboards like that like beautiful like, because like like when did that stop? Because I have an 87 SSK. Those were wonderful. I've tried 91s. I've tried 93s. They're still good. Like, I think 93 is where I draw the line of like, this is when like, but then again, we still had like a few Alps boards after that, but not that many.
So
All the good
like,
ones were in the 80s.
yeah, and I mean, like, you have the Omni keys too. Like those were fantastic. So like the problem was, like, in the early 90s, it wasn't so ubiquitous that a computer, even that a professional would get, would have this nice input device.
Yeah.
I remember a period of time, kind of like before I was even in formal schooling, like that kind of early, and so that's like mid 80s. The kinds of workstation computers that like my father used, had the big clicky clocky, uh like really nice sounding keyboards that I later learned, this was the mechanical variety. And I mean, it wasn't too far after that. And we moved out to we moved out of Philadelphia 92.
Mhm.
So 1992, I go to like his new work, take your kid to work day or whatever. None of that. Like, absolutely
Damn.
gone from every workstation.
Yeah.
And these are like Sun workstations, like workstation machines. He did it.
Son, let's go.
Yeah, he did like he and still does. He's a signal design engineer.
Sounds
So like one of the standards committees that he worked on was for SATA 3, for
Damn.
example.
Okay.
and we're still on SATA 3, are we not?
Yeah. Yep. And he
But they
I
revised the
think he
protocol
did.
from what, 3 gigabit, then to 6, then to 12.
Yep. And that committee was done through Seagate. So like that's the
Okay.
kind of like
Yeah,
large scale business.
so he's the guy that like fucking sits down and like helps write, here's how this shit's gonna work.
Well, this is how the data, like, here are the standards we're all going to agree on as like every company, to how the data goes through the wire and is read by the A to D and D to A.
Yep, and then everybody follows that. Trust,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. All the USB cables are USB spec, don't worry about it.
It's gonna be like bulletproof, like, let's go. Let's go.
Fireproof.
Yeah. And so like these weren't small companies that he was working at. They had money, and by 92 they were basically gone. Yes, you could still get these things. I mean, Cherry was still making modern keyboards for POS.
Yep.
Mostly.
I mean, you still see those, but those don't really count because those are just like bundled systems with the point of sale machine and like the receipt printer and all that shit.
Yes. Yeah. So it comes through like a corporate thing. You had to be really into your computer in the early 90s to get an IBM.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that really cared just had a Model M, and those that, were classy went SSK, maybe industrial. Back then you could probably score one for like a couple of $100, maybe 250.
Yep.
Now an
Yep.
industrial is what, like 1,500, $2,000 in like a condition that I'd consider like typing on. Well, I mean, like it's got to be good enough to like where you can grab it and just like type on it, and it's
Yeah,
clean, it's
yeah,
good,
yeah.
it works. All the
I-
buttons work. You don't have to fucking service it. You don't have to bolt mod it. It's fine.
I had a birthday SSK for a time. That was
I wish this was a birth year, but unfortunately, it's not. It's an 87.
yeah, that's something that like
Which
I was
technically, that to everyone in chat, that's not doxing myself. We simply ruled out 1 year. Okay, I could be born anytime. Okay, you know how old I am. Nobody knows
that was
except for
like
Gian. Gian knows because we have the same birthday.
the like the really I guess I was kind of an idiot, but like during some of like my peak, binge caps, early Hungerworks Studios super popular thing. I was like, this is my birthday board, and that's a giveaway. And I was just doing fun stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, I will never see that keyboard again.
Have you ever considered making like a small set of artisans for buckling spring?
I have.
Like just like for yourself and like close friends or whatever.
I
just
have,
for funsies?
interestingly enough, like all the molds to do buckling spring tops.
So the toppers.
Yeah, the toppers and
okay, so not the full thing.
The full thing isn't really.
You
worth
don't
it.
need the full thing.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
you got the topper, and then I also have a buckling spring to MX adapter that I made.
Why are you doing crimes? Stop doing crimes, sir. Please stop. Like, I know you're very based. I know you've been here a long time. I know technically you outrank me. Like, you have more stars on your shoulders than I do. But you gotta fucking stop doing crimes. Dude's typing on a fucking foamed up board. By choice. You know, there's real nice shit going on. Like especially if you like bigger, like more functional boards. There's a lot of good shit coming out this year.
Well, I
like
actually,
it's pricey. You're gonna have to like throw like $600 out the window minimum, but it's nice shit.
My signature on Geekhack is 60%, 100% of the time.
Okay.
And that's because I actually really love 60s.
Have you tried like the frog, like Legera?
This is my jam.
Good.
If I could find a modern like Ergo keyboard that I really jived with, I'd be typing on that.
Dude, look at the fucking Neo Alice Duo. I don't have it here because Kate took it to show like her coworkers at the office.
Staggered or ortholinear?
It's staggered.
Okay,
but
then it's shit. Don't bring that into my house. Yeah.
Hey, the link, right, Simon? The link is ortho staggered from Canon Keys.
You can't have ortho staggered.
I mean ortho,
bro.
Ortholinear.
And ortholinear, yeah.
Ortholinear. I am sorry to offend anyone who really likes their Alice. I just like, okay, so this like the original Ergodox saved my hands. Like,
the original Ergodox is like still one of the greatest boards ever made.
Yeah, and this is the Ergodox Infinity, and this is their beta PCB. The maker of that, Hata, gave me this as a gift.
Oh, that's awesome.
There has yet to be another board that is like this to me. And this has started to fail because it was like just kind of meant to be a like a sample of the PCB.
Fuck it. Go big or go home. Get an Ergodox Easy. Like, don't even like bother. Just buy an Ergodox Easy.
No,
they're not that absurdly expensive.
Dude, I kinda want the like fully program it yourself. What are those fucking the company? It's one of the old Ergo companies. They still make stuff today.
We're talking about Kinesis?
Kinesis. Yes.
Yeah.
Kinesis Advantage. They have their new like program the whole fucking thing yourself. Like a real nerd.
What do you mean by program the whole thing yourself? Because like there's still gonna be like a QMK like abstraction layer somewhere, right?
That's right. But they have their own like lockdown version, and in that,
I mean, I can just write my own fucking. I can just write my own QMK.
But you have to write it with this one. You get it and it's stock and it doesn't really work. You have to write it.
That sounds like bad, not good. You're describing it like it's good, but it's bad.
I'm describing
because, like,
it like
Vial is fine. Like Vial is a great layer on top of QMK that supports every QMK feature, basically. And like, if you're gonna go wireless, fuck it. You can go ZMK, and there's good ZMK forks, even though legally there shouldn't be. You're not allowed to open Bluetooth what is it? .json and change anything in there. Okay, have I done it? No, I would never do crimes.
Never. It's just one of those stories. Like I don't know. I get animated when I talk about stuff like this. If it's really boring and I like it,
oh yeah, you're a fucking huge nerd. It's great. All right, wait. I have a super quick question.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Like, how are we all on time?
I mean, I could probably go another half hour. Like if
I'm gonna go get a nice beer.
Okay.
Make
Yeah,
sure
we won't keep you.
make sure to tell everybody about hugemeatbox.com/nominate or hugemeatbox.com/nominee, because that's a very important new thing that people should know about.
There you go. Okay. All right. Yeah, we won't keep you super long. I was just gonna ask you about Keycon
yeah,
when he comes back, but I wanted to get more into the artisan thing, but we're just chatting and shit like that.
Well-
You can always be on on future episodes whenever you want.
for sure. And I mean, yeah, of course. So when we talk about Keycon, there's going to be a lot of artisan talk.
Oh, perfect.
Because that's kind of where I intersect at meetups a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of what I do.
True.
I'm giving a look like, oh man, I've seen some things.
Yeah. 1,000 yards stare.
To those listening.
Oh god.
That's so trippy, man. People are gonna be like just absorbing the noise.
Yeah.
As I talk about buying really things that shouldn't be as nice as they are because they cost so little. Music, audio devices, cameras, hurricanes, like the
Not being Islamic.
not being Islamic. No, you're now on a list.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that.
No.
The Islam ban list.
I gotta keep my buzz going. I don't want to drink like straight bourbon.
No.
So
Keycon. We know a lot of friends that have gone. Danielsun, Simon is a big fan of Danielsun.
That's such a weird thing to say. But
he's awesome, dude.
Yeah, like Daniel is one of those people that's just like always just like he's got his fingers in a lot of pies and is somebody that's been around for a long ass motherfucking time and is one of the most like sweet, helpful, and generous people you'll ever fucking meet.
Oh, dude. And, Hoff introduced me to CptBadass. Like I've never talked to him.
Yeah,
but
I've never talked to him.
No, he went to Hoff's house for the Midwest Gaming Convention or something.
Okay.
And so Hoff was showing me pictures of CptBadass. And obviously,
I can't wait to get more involved.
Oh, dude, everybody on Geek Hack knows CptBadass. But yeah, just tell us about Keycon. How was the experience? We're going to be talking to Diego Lightning on Sunday.
Okay.
So we can ask him more too. But I want to hear about Keycon, like maybe friends you've met, bring in artisans, things like that. Just how was the experience, man? Because it looked fucking amazing, dude.
I loved it. I love the whole thing. So I went down a day earlier, and at a private residence, I brought my studio, like all the equipment and machinery. I had to take down a like a newish. It's probably like a 22 or a 23 Toyota Highlander, just full of my studio stuff, like pressure pots, incubators, heat mats, heat wraps, vacuum pumps, vacuum chambers, compressors, etc. And brought that to a private place, and I taught like a class.
That's
so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Where like me and a couple other people brought molds, and anybody at any skill level could go, and my whole claim was that you are going to walk away with an artisan keycap at the end of this that you did all the coloring for. It's
fuck, I wish I had that experience. Chat's been pushing me to like make an artisan, and I know it's going to be an absolute shit show. It would have been nice to like do it like hand holding style
next year, man. Next year.
Yeah. So like my wife, because she goes by Widgie, by the way.
Widgie
in all the online things. And that's named after like the first pet we co-owned, whose name was Widget.
Oh.
And she helped me do a lot of the color prep, because maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but you don't just get resin that's a color.
Yeah, you get resin and you get dye, and you got to kind of like figure it out, right?
Well, you can have dye or pigments. They're two different things. A
Okay.
pigment is an insoluble solid that is the color that it's supposed to be, and it's held in place by the matrix of carbon chains that make up the plastic molecule of your resin after it's set up. A dye actually changes the molecule of plastic, so it refracts light differently, and so you see a different color because of how the molecule is shaped.
But at the end of the day, they're both blue.
The plastic is not blue when you add blue pigment. The plastic becomes blue when it's dyed blue.
Okay. Got it.
Yep. So if you're looking at something that has a lot of pigment in it, your eye is doing this nearest neighbor thing where it like guesses at what color is there based on all of the
God, our
pigment molecules.
bodies are so stupid.
Yeah.
Like when you like there's like millions of things like these where you just realize how stupid your body is, and somehow through bubblegum and duct tape, like we experience consciousness, or at least the based people experience consciousness. The rest are NPCs.
So I had to explain this to people because they had lots of questions about like, what does this color do and what does that color do, and we made recipe cards that basically say exactly how to make the color. And so I brought examples of each of the colors, and I said, if you follow this correctly, that will be your color.
Oh God, color matching is like literally hell. If you think people are going to be able to actually color match on their own, that's...
Well, 3 out of all of them got the color perfect.
Was it like by gram weight or something? Like something real specific?
So we did it by fractional milliliters.
Okay, and like you had a scale that could like show.
Oh no! Like, so you use a 1 cc syringe.
Okay.
And the way I make my pigments is that they're all thick enough to where if you were to put out like 0.01 cc, it would just hang out the end like a little solid slab. You touch it onto your stirring spatula, you'd stir it in there, and it would disintegrate into. Well, it would look like it disintegrated into solution.
Yeah.
But the binder basically pulls the kind of semi-solid mass apart once it's around polyol. And so you have the right chemical near it, and the binder's like, oh, I really like that chemical, and so it pretty much automatically disperses.
Congratulations for just like ruining any dreams I had of ever making an artisan. The Dunning-Kruger effect just hit me real fucking hard. I'm just like, oh fuck, this is way more complicated.
You got it.
So really, everybody will have their own way of going about doing this. My wife, conservation biologist. I, big fucking nerd. Like, I dropped out of regular schooling because I didn't feel like I was doing enough fast enough.
I dropped out too.
So my whole thing has been just what excites me and what can I learn about. And I really got into material sciences once I started, because it used to just be PCs.
Yeah.
And then I got into keyboards, and this whole upcycling thing made you get familiar with a lot of different materials.
Yeah.
And
learning about materials is like it really opens up the mind in a lot of ways. I love it.
So like the first artisan, who's Clack, you've seen those Clack skulls around.
Yep.
Wait, wasn't the technically first artisan the one before that? That was the eagle that was made out of like metal. Unless you mean like resin artisan. Like for me, artisan, like metal.
Like
it was like an eagle sculpt. It's only very well known in Korea. They went for $10,000 a pop like 8 years ago. It's like super, super niche shit.
8 years ago? Because the first Clack skull was 2010.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, like, the price it was at that point. Like, I don't remember when it was from, but I know it was one of the earliest motherfucking ones, and it might actually predate Clacks. But only, like, Korean people from, like, KBD Lab that I, like, spoke to, like, knew about it. Like, Westerners had no fucking idea. I think there might be, like, one, like, Korean Westerner that, like, owns one.
Yeah, I don't know if there was enough crosstalk for either to know that what each other was doing, but like Clack's background was in vintage restoration and in like Hollywood set design.
Holy shit.
Damn.
So like prop making, things like that.
Yeah, that's like one of the coolest fucking jobs in the
So
world
cool.
because you get to work with all sorts of shit all the time.
So if you look at his geek hack thread, he's made a keycap out of just about every material. Like he's made edible material keycaps.
Has he done
like,
PPS though? That's what I want. I want more PPS. It makes me feel particular ways.
I maybe. I mean, the guy's like impossible to get a hold of.
Oh yeah, that checks out. OGs are like that.
Well, like the way you'd sign up for a Clack sale was you would find the email address to email
Damn.
inside of a thread. And if you happen to email the right way, you have to intuit it from reading through the thread and getting the context, the vibe.
Yeah.
Then you would get a response email, and only then. And if you were to like email more than once, banned for the rest of all time.
See, I love this. This is like to this
cool,
day,
yeah.
by the way, this is like how I plan to like run my next group buy, by the way. It's like
fuck.
cherry picking my buyers. I'll still do it in 2025. It's the best fucking way. If you're gonna do like a really like smallish sale and like you want to really control it's got to be both ways. Like it's a contract for me. Like if I'm gonna make a product, I'm not gonna put out B stock. I'm not gonna put out anything I'm unhappy with. Everything's gonna be fucking flawless. But as a result, I expect you to be a flawless customer. If it takes 2 extra years, because it's going to take 2 extra years, it takes 2 extra years. I don't want you fucking asking me about it one fucking time.
Well,
I think it's a fair two-way street.
okay.
Considering like I also like don't make margin. There's no money. There's no financial incentive. So like if anything, there's financial risk. I've historically lost money on every single group buy. But we're going to change that. No, I'm serious. We're going to change it. NWO 5000, we are not losing money this time.
The so kind of trying to back this up to Keycon things. Sorry for everybody listening. I know this is jarring. Anyway, like Clack really got me into the whole material science part of this, and I wanted to share that with people, and a lot of people have been wanting like a really good casting demo. So we got, my wife and I put our heads together. I came up with a game plan that another community member, like I ran it by him, he goes by Zero in the community, and he casts, and he listened to me explain how I was going to get everybody to basically like cast in unison. And he was like, okay, all right. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, wow. That simplifies some things. And after I get done explaining this, I'm like, okay, so yeah, like what kind of a situation? Like, is there a studio rented out or do we have a workspace? He's like, oh, it's just a private garage. So I'm like, okay, let me do some refiguring. And so I did some research. I got the right materials and I built a process that could function in like 94-degree heat with like almost 70% relative humidity outside. Which,
where the fuck was this? Florida?
No. This was right around the time of Donald Dump's military parade, and if you remember, like,
it was
got
real
rained out.
fucking toasty.
Yeah. So this is recent.
Okay.
Just like 6 days ago, essentially.
Oh yeah, it's been getting real hot. I'm in the hottest room in this house, by the way, guys.
Dude,
please help.
Yeah, it's hot. Man.
Same day as that whole casting thing, and they all got in, and everybody got a key at the end.
Let's go.
They were all complete and whole and perfect. We even had somebody who was like maybe preteen, like casting.
I've had a couple of those, like walk into random meetups and just be like, ooh, and I'm like, okay, listen, as long as you're gonna fucking like be respectful, don't Don't get any food or shit on the keyboards. Go fucking wild,
Well,
buddy.
this is like a guy that we all collectively have known for a while. And
Okay, so
we
like
bought his
somebody that's
daughter.
like proper into boards already.
Yeah. And like she was super respectful. She asked a lot of great questions. His wife was awesome, and like everybody had like a really good time. They all got a key. Fast forward like 45 minutes after we got everybody together, they all finished everything, closed it up, put it in the pressure pot. Boom, we have to wait for some time for the heat and the magic to do its business.
Yeah.
So we go to get dinner. I step out of the car, and this was after I was like, oh, it's kind of coming down. Maybe I'll sit in the car for like 5 minutes and we'll try and wait this out. And it wasn't letting up. I step out of the car and I feel my phone vibrate. And I'm like, okay, but just slip. And above my ankle in water.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like while I was driving there was no water on the road.
Yeah. That's a lot.
I get into the restaurant. I am soaked like all the way through. My phone has in big like flashing things, warning, flash flood warning.
Thanks, buddy.
No.
So,
yeah, no
like
shit.
Yeah, so it was wet. It was very wet. We ate tacos, listened to somebody play like DJ Bingo.
Yeah.
And got to talk about keyboards and current events with people before the next day, which was of course Keycon. And Keycon was huge. We were like a street away from the military parade, and I like to say that we had a better turnout.
Because I
Because
saw all of the pictures. They were insane. Lots of resin though, which like sorry, buddy.
Damn, shots fired.
It's all right, man. You haven't touched.
Simon, show him your artisan collection.
Oh, I guess on the forbidden board. I have to find the forbidden board.
That's fine. It's fine.
I'll look
continue.
For it.
Binge.
No, I'll find
it. Yeah, this year I was doing like weird stuff where like I had caps that were like either mostly marble or quartz or whatever that I was messing around with, like making and bringing. So people got to have some interesting feels. And it was just packed. It was really great. Like sometimes it can get warm in these venues, and this was like one of the better temperature controlled ones that we've had. It really depends on the venue. A lot of places that we consider anymore, like we know the venue, we know the people running it, we know whether or not we can like aircon for the size group that we're looking for. But there was a downstairs and an upstairs. Upstairs a presentation area, downstairs was the show area where everybody got to take out their keyboards, take out their resin. There was a vendor space. And so it was really well organized. I mean, little nitpicky things like we're probably not going to have round tables at all next year.
Oh, not enough time or not enough?
They're just space inefficient, and it's kind of weird depending on the height of the round table. And these were like so I'm like almost 6 foot, and their round tables were, I guess, for big chairs because it was like about up to here on my chest. And the round table was like this wide.
I found the forbidden board. The only rule is you can't ask what keyboard it is, and if you know what it is, you can't say what keyboard it is ever.
Sure.
All right, cool. There's a bunch of shit missing from it. I have some fake Clacks and fake Bros that I got from Taobao for $4. That's like part of like a larger order. But I'm not an artisan, man. I also have like some custom molded ones on my face that like a friend did that there are only like 2 units in the world of.
Nice.
I have this one with the hand. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. But that's a cos cap.
I have this one with like it's like the one that's not the Fugu, but that's it's the same guy as the Fugu, right?
It's the Bomb King.
Yeah. So like I think I got that during like one of the summer raffles or whatever.
Poison Summer. Yep.
Here's one with a mountain on it. I think it came with one of my keyboards. I don't remember which one.
Cute.
That's a Illuminati Simon made by Gion. I think there's only a few of those. That's a fake black bro. That's a fake red bro. Again, Taobao, $4. I have
you got the old wood jelly keys.
Yeah. I ordered. I think I ordered 2, and I was mailed like 6 or 7. So I gave a lot of them away. These are the ones I still have. I still have 5, so I guess it was more than 6 or 7. I have the stainless steel Rama PVD caps, like from the original XO series, and I paid for 2, and they got lost in shipping. And then he mailed me 2 more, and I have 4. And then I
Okay.
felt kind of bad about it, so I bought like some of the aluminum ones.
Okay.
I've got a fake black Clack here.
Nice.
And that's literally it. I'm like, I don't artisan. I'm really bad at it. Like,
Hey.
if you look at an actual keyboard I
that's
have, like, I'll go relegendable or like, something like double shot. Like,
yeah.
I want to
I
still
love
I want to be able to like feel the same like keycap texture. Still is like my general premise when it
Oh
comes
well,
to using a
you
board.
would have loved what I did. So this year I brought some sculpts, but I also brought some blanks, and they were specifically made to be felt because they were either like mostly marble or mostly quartz,
Ooh,
Right.
and they have the texture.
I don't think I like that. Like, you remember how I said PPS? So I have incredibly sweaty hands, like to the point
Yeah.
where it's a danger to myself and others. So
Yeah.
PPS is one of the few plastics where I can actually keep friction on a keycap when my hands are that slippery without needing to like remove my caps, dry them off.
Oh yeah, no, these
Hands,
things
towel.
just feel like soft velvet.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
They're
Oh,
so smooth. They're so
I feel like I'd
smooth.
sweat even more. I'll try them. I mean, shit. Like, you never know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so aside, I also played around with some stuff that has sodium silicate, which is a form of quartz
Oh,
in
yes.
it. And so
So
the
like,
more you would use it, it would actually create like
well, so
a water-based kind of patina on
yeah,
it.
yeah, because like
Yeah.
it's silica. It'll absorb your H2O. That's
Well,
what silica gel is like for. Like silica, it's a silicate, right? So like it will absorb some humidity, a little bit of water, right?
right, but technically instead of oxidizing, this stuff hydrates and it creates
Yeah,
a mineral film,
that's so
and
fucking
it's
cool.
like it's rocky and stony and kind of rough. It's really cool.
Yeah, so like your hand oils and your salts basically like meld with with the silica and like, oh, that's so cool. Okay, now you've got my attention.
So like, yeah, that's the kind of so again, material science. I really like weird stuff, and I read a white paper about self-healing concrete, and I was like, I got to work with this material because apparently, like, it's very chill with resin, but if it encounters moisture, it'll pull the moisture away from the resin, which is good. Like resin, when it's cured, it's like it's all Gucci. It
Salt
doesn't
GC
really,
Dahiji.
yeah, it doesn't really like have any qualms with water, but like water and plastic don't exactly go together long term.
Yeah. I mean, water
Things,
and metals don't either.
yeah, things get a little funky, but this stuff, it absorbs the water and then it creates basically a layer that makes it waterproof.
Ooh, waterproof
That's
concrete.
Damn.
well,
Well,
so what it does in the concrete, it's held in like a capsule inside the concrete, and when the concrete cracks, it breaks the capsule open, exposes it to the moisture because that's why concrete cracks, and it fills the void. And when it fills the void, it also binds together the surrounding stone.
that's the coolest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Damn.
That's
yeah.
literally the coolest shit I've ever heard. Goddamn.
I know.
That
We gotta get to
that's
Keycon next year.
I was like, yeah, so I got to make some keys with this, and they felt so cool. I was like, people are gonna need to feel these, and they were like, I got some people that were like, well, I want that because like I kind of don't like the colors don't really fit what I got, but that's just too cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy that kind of stuff. I love blanks. My like one of my claim to fames is what is essentially a sculpted blank. It's mostly blank shaped. It's just kind of got some relief cuts in it, and it looks like a guy. His name's Earl. I made this is a B stock, but this is called the Hidden Hunger.
Oh, okay, guess what?
Oh,
You're the one you gave me for the giveaway. I have it
Oh,
right here.
sick.
oh, there's a giveaway.
Yay.
What the fuck?
Dude, he did a giveaway with just me and like 2 other guys on Twitch.
Yeah.
This fucking guy.
So
So kind.
the back of this, that's why it's the Hidden Hunger.
Oh,
That's so cool.
There's a fully sculpted face, and the cruciform goes in between the 2 front teeth there at the top. And some of these are released and they've got like shine through, and that's just to show that multiple molds were used in order to make the single key. A lot of artisan keycap making goes to inform like, hey, part of what we like in the community are double shot keys
oh
or
yes.
dye sublimated keys. Like a lot of our processes mirror that to show like appreciation for it. So
Okay, what did wait. What did you
Yeah.
call that stem area again?
cruciform.
Hot.
Yeah, it's good vocabulary, right? You
It
now know
is.
what the cross shape is for MX mounting. That is the technical term that they use in manufacturing, is the cruciform.
All right.
Yeah.
Noted.
Awesome.
Let's see. I got really into multi-mold stuff. I've got some keys that like the hunger key is a 4 mold key. It uses 4 molds to make 1 cap.
Wow.
That's
This is
insane.
The audio listeners definitely check out this episode in video format because this is
So-
fucking awesome.
Ooh.
this is the Hunger V2. Come on, focus in here. So this has got like a lot of opal in it. It's really hard.
So that's
to
like
see.
the exact opposite of like the keycap I want to touch with my fingers, but that's the coolest shit I've ever fucking seen. Holy shit.
So yeah, there's a top jaw.
What did you
A
fucking
bottom
sell
jaw.
these for? Like,
So this is and it's still an ongoing project. I'm like awful at this. So plastics changed during COVID. Like the same plastics that I could get before COVID do not exist anymore.
Yep.
The precursors changed, everything's changed. So I'm like trying to relearn a lot of things. This started essentially like right at the start of COVID times. And I was like, guys, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, because like I guess I need help. And so I made this thing called the
Yeah.
Hunger Support Group. I was going to remake the Hunger, and these were like $1,200
Okay.
to get
That's
in on
what I
that.
thought.
And I'm still like working through that. I've even made a V3 now for people who really don't want to wait for the V2, and so I'm like trying to work out some stuff, and things are working. But yeah, no, these are.
So
these
what
have
you're saying is
traditionally been
multiple
expensive.
concurrent group buys. Please don't worry about it. No scams in the last 6 months.
It's more like I'm not going anywhere. I have no intention of like running away on people.
I mean, yeah, you've been here for a fucking like eon.
Almost 2 decades. Yeah.
and like I want to keep making cool things. Like this is a design that my wife made called the Hoot, and I sculpted this version of it. She made the original one. I think I pulled this one up earlier.
Ooh, yeah.
So cool.
My battery is gonna die. I'm just gonna
there you
go
go.
get a battery. Oh, we've got the backup. This is the
Yes.
crotch cam.
Yes.
At
Oh, baby,
Hold on,
let's
hold
go. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 hours, 15 minutes, 15 seconds
Hold on,
in.
focus, damn it. Hold on, there's a sweet spot.
Oh, and anybody that puts that in the YouTube comments, they're getting their comment deleted. You can't tell. You have to get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what I generally do for sculpting. Just because the depth of field is pretty good for this.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of fucking
And
depth.
God, the only thing I have trouble with is keeping it centered. Yeah. So usually I'm sculpting in like this little space. Hubert see me do it for like 4 to 6 hours, like straight.
Oof.
But yeah, no, this is all done by hand. I carve this out of wax, essentially. Yeah,
So
the thing that so speaking of Hunger V3, that's the one that I did
man.
for Hubert. or rather, like, did in front of him, and it says like, good taste, bad taste, good taste, bad taste, all around the base. And this is what's considered to be a master, so I would make molds using this piece.
Yep.
This is mostly aluminum oxide.
Okay.
To keep dimensional stability,
so cool.
and prevent it from breaking down over time, keep it corrosion resistant, that kind of thing.
So the concept is like all the faces are already like pre-oxidized, so you're not gonna like the damage has been done realistically, right? As long as you like maintain the mold to some degree.
It is so unlikely that anything's gonna hit this and change its physical features. So, oh yeah, and here's an Earl. So this don't you dare microphone, don't do it. So this is, yep, this is a sculpted blank. He's got like a little bow tie. He actually has Rama cufflinks. It's impossible to see, but he's got an X.
It's canon. It's canon.
Yeah,
this
is around the time. So
confirmed here,
this
boys.
was made around the time when Rama was like really swinging in the community.
Oh yeah, the McLarens. He was swinging his McLarens around
for sure. I actually, so at Keycon, buddy of mine was there, and he's like, you remember that time, Binge, when we were at the after party in Seattle and I puked on Rama? I was like, yes, I remember that. So some funny things happened at this after party. One of the people, like before anybody ever got there, they pre-gamed so hard that he walked through a door. Like a sliding door,
like
yeah.
through.
Instead of,
that's the way to go.
and I mean through the door.
Yeah, I've done it.
Not functioning in it. Yeah,
shattered.
Gone. Door screen.
Yep. I've done it.
Yep.
I was sprinting, but like to be fair,
no, this guy just confidently stepped.
Yeah,
man's just a Sigma fucking male. Dude, just like low key, just walks through a pane of glass, totally fine.
And
yep.
Like at this place, you know, Rama was there, and God, some of the other big Zeal was there. We were getting drunk with Zeal.
Oh God, Henry. Drunk Henry is not something I would.
And yeah, no, we were having a good time, and this one guy, he fell asleep, and then he kind of woke up, and Rama was like, "Hey man, you doing all right?" He's like, "Yeah," and just rolled all over him. So I mean, if you know who you are, and yeah, we talked about it.
Whoever you are. From everybody listening, everybody in the hobby, and anybody that's been wronged by Rama.
Oh yeah,
in the past few years,
Rama got
you. You are a fucking legend. Thank you, sir. You keep doing you. Never forget that moment.
Like he was embarrassed, and he's like looking back on it. I was a hero before my time.
And he's just like, "Fuck yeah, that that motherfucker deserved it." No, we didn't know yet, but I got him. I fucking got him.
No, that like really good, and that was one of the previous Keycons. So like these stories, these kind of like after parties and pre parties and things, they really do happen quite regularly.
Oh, I can't fucking wait to be off my tit.
Well, it's
like I'm gonna need a designated, not driver. I'm gonna need a designated like person to like hold my articles in effect and make sure I still have my shoes and like socks at the end of the night.
The artisan crowd is generally there to party. So like when you see artisan keycaps, it just means there's going to be one hell of a party
time,
afterwards.
baby.
And like just remember, if you see an artisan person at a meetup, they're still generally a keyboard fan. So like even if they offend you with all of the plastic that they've brought with them, just stoke up a question or two about like what they like fingering on the regular. And
Yeah.
and
If they list any animal, walk away.
Of course. We don't.
Okay. The furries
They
go
have their
to
own
like the
well,
comic.
you're at the
cons,
wrong
okay?
meetup at
They have
that
their
point.
own shit. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, just walk
Yeah.
away slowly.
You might have pulled a problem where you're in the wrong building. Like,
Yep. It's
Yes.
real easy, apparently. It happens. To be fair, like I would have fucking walked into the wrong building. Absolutely.
yeah.
I know my
And
ass. My ass will like never check like where it is on a map and just walk into a building and just be like, this is a really fancy Italian place. Kate said we were supposed to meet at a Mexican place. This was
you were
yesterday.
inexorably drawn to
God.
the fancy Italian place.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, hey, it's called Victoria's. You got to find out what's going on in there. We've
gotta
learned
find
That
this.
could be a
We've
secret.
learned this as a society. Exactly. Like we all know this. We're all like hardwired now. We see Victoria's and you just walk in. You're just like, well, you never fucking know. Might be a secret.
Spoilers.
Oh shit.
But yeah, no,
What's going
I
on?
got to show off some blanks, some sculpted stuff. I showed off the keys that we made with all of the students because they got to pick them up that day from the table. So they come over and find me and pick up the key that they made.
So cool.
So
cool.
And God, I picked on some people. You know that thing that you do if you're ever in a public event and everybody's got a name tag on, you just approach them and say their name if you spot their name tag, and they get really like, you know me.
Oh, that's cool.
See, that's fuck. That doesn't connect with me because I'd write Simon on mine, and my real name's not Simon. Then again, like I have close friends in real life that exclusively call me Simon, not my actual legal name. No, but if somebody says Simon, I know who they're talking to. If somebody says my actual legal name, which is, then, well, at that point, like, I'll be like, holy shit, how the fuck do you know that very specific name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even spell it half the time.
Yeah. I think some people, though, go to enough of these things that can't quite recall everybody that they've met. And so when somebody, like, is like, oh, yeah, like CptBadass, and he's met hundreds of people over the years. It's not like you wouldn't have left an impression on him for him not to remember you, but like if he's not wearing a name tag or he doesn't think he's wearing a name tag, you might still catch him off guard.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
Like I'm sure like walking through a meetup, like it's been a long time, but walking through a meetup, I'd see names on name tags and just instantly be like, oh my fucking God.
But yeah,
that's the guy.
I know
exude
you.
Absolute familiarity though. Right? And then like surprise people when you've never met them before, and it's their first meetup, and so they're like extra confused. They don't know anybody, and then you start talking about stuff, and they're like, wait,
are you the real Booty Wizard 69?
And Booty Wizard 69 is it?
To be fair, the person is actually named Booty Wizard 420 and is an absolute champion of all time. Google Booty Wizard 420. Thank you.
No, do that in
actually do it. It was I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's very family friendly. Google it. Press the first YouTube link. Booty Wizard 420. It's like 2 seconds, but you can watch like 10 seconds to like get more context.
All right.
The really great part though, or one of the things that I enjoyed doing, because like I had a panel, I had a spot like where I could vend, and I got to walk around. I got to basically do everything that you could do at a Keycon.
Yeah. Oh wow, there's no results for this. Do not Google what I said.
Of course not,
do
Simon.
not Google what I said.
Of course not.
There is 2 results on all of YouTube. One is a video that has nothing to do with anything, and the other one is a YouTube channel literally called Booty Wizard 420, which has no. Oh no, it's this. It's the same guy. Okay, so it's the guy that made the video. Okay, feels bad. I'm upset. I lied to you guys. It's gone. I will give you context. It was from like an esports event, and Like some guy had gotten like really far in something, and the announcer just says his name, and just immediately she's just like, and you look at the guy, and he's got the biggest fucking smile on his face, and I'm just like, yes, you're a true champion.
Okay. Go ahead, Binge.
Don't worry. It was worth it. And honestly, he told everybody to go at it with absolute confidence. And that's kind of the point of this. When you're at one of these meetups, approach people with absolute confidence. Be like, hey, you already know they like keyboards. Either that or they're lost and they're actually there for an Islamic convention.
Watch out for the beers. They're a giveaway. But if you see tattoos plus beard,
yeah, exactly.
That's different, okay?
And like I got to be part of a panel like that discussed kind of what we're doing, like just kind of talking about past events and what we enjoy about the community and whatnot. And that was like really fun. Yep. I like ran around a table and I was like taking pictures of the crowd that was like listening to the whole thing. So I was on a panel and I was like, people would raise their hand and I'd take a picture of them or take the mic over to them, and just being really animated and interested in people that you may not know, but you all know you're there for the same thing is it's one of my favorite things about meetups. It's also why I made this this sculpture right here. It's called the Meet PopsiSkull. It's a retired sculpture now. It's a 2-part mold. So the inner part is like a skull with a popsicle stick in the top, and the body is supposed to be the popsicle, and it's got like a mouth and a hand here, and he's like reaching up, and you can actually like put your finger in his little hand and press on it, and it indents the key like perfectly, so you can give him a little high five.
Yeah,
that's really cool. All I can I'm really distracted by your crotch. Right. I'm sorry. To those of you watching on the video version, please try listening to the audio version. It might be a little easier for you guys. I know it's going to be easier for me.
So the concept is this like kind of embodies how I feel about meetups. There's this build up. You get yourself prepared. So it's like making a fucking popsicle, and then it's just like, go. All right. You bring all your energy, you bring your keyboards, you bring everything, and you've got one day. You make an impression, you know, with the stuff that you bring or with the friends that you make or whatever, and kind of after it's all over, you're melted, but you're a sweet pile of popsicle juice by the end of it.
Nice try, marketing, man. I work in market. Nice fucking try. Nice, you nearly fucking got me too. Right at the end, like right as I had everything in the cart, and I filled in like the details, and I was gonna press checkout on believing you. I remembered I've been working in marketing for like 10 years. Nice fucking try. No, it is very cute.
I released this guy at a meetup. Like that was one of my meetup projects, and that's done. But like that's how I feel about meetups. Like genuinely.
Did Hubert die? Oh yeah, his mic is off and his camera is off. Wait, do I have pings? Oh yeah, he does. Okay.
He'll be back.
Oh. He will be back, and apparently when he comes back, we do need to do the Good Keyboard Friend of the Week segment, or else our corporate overlords, aka Hubert, who has financially supported all $0 that we've spent on this podcast so far. He is our sugar daddy, and he is going to tell us about the Good Keyboard Friend of the Week. But before he tells you, oh God, I'm pulling a fucking Hubert segue. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh fuck yes, let's go. Roll out. Go. So,
I'm back.
Hello. So, before we get into the Good Keyboard Friend of the Week, there's something that we've set up recently. So, on YouTube, it's very easy to leave a comment about, you know, somebody that you want to shout out, but like you leave that kind of in a public environment. And if you're listening on Spotify or Amazon or whatever other platforms we're on, apparently we're on all of them, you don't really have a way to like nominate somebody to shout out. And, we didn't want to make a Discord server because it's another thing to join, and it's a pain in the ass. So if you go to hugemeatbox.com/nominate, or hugemeatbox.com/nominee. It's a very simple Google form. You don't have to be signed into Google. You don't have to do shit. You write like who you are, who you're shouting out, and why you're shouting them out. So like if there's somebody in your life, somebody that's made a positive impact on you, and in some way, shape, or form, it was through the keyboard hobby, please fill out the form. We'll shout out a great keyboard friend of the week. We don't need to know them. It doesn't need to be anything magical. You know, if somebody has drastically changed your life and you want to shout them out, we'll do that for you for free.
That's perfect. Yeah, sorry. I heard some screaming noises again in downstairs, and it was another case of the bird chasing the cat.
No
so.
kidding.
That's not a euphemism either. That's
Every time you mention that, I just like imagine like
talking
absolute
like
like, disarray downstairs. But no, it's just like birds.
it's we have
Okay.
blue-fronted Amazons, and they like to
that's
chase the
awesome.
cats around, like fly. And the cats don't. They're like cuties, so they won't kill or
That's
attack
very
the
fortunate
birds,
for
but
you.
Yeah.
Have you gotten rid of all your nonstick cookware?
No.
Yes.
Should we?
It took me a while to do it. And honestly, like part of me still wants to have like
Okay,
one
so-
nonstick pan. But like I know not to put it in the oven. I know to not overheat it. I know like all the fucking rules.
So before it ever becomes something kind of gnarly, nonstick pans can off gas, and the off gas will kill birds very easily.
Yeah.
Oh
no.
I mean, yeah, that's why they had the fucking canaries in those
Yep.
coal mines, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's
So,
so
like,
sad.
note to anybody that has
Fuck,
like
dude.
parakeets or whatever. Well, I really just hope they haven't died if you have nonstick pans.
Yeah.
Yep, just get some good old fashioned stainless steel. You'll be all
Stainless
right.
steel's
Trust.
freaking awesome.
Fuck.
But dude,
Yep.
that's awesome. We wanted to get curl crested arasaris at one point.
Ooh, yeah.
Are you guys just making up words?
Yeah, dude. That's
You'll never
that's
know.
I want a blue titted orange shrieking
I
bird.
actually want to know what that looks
Hey,
like.
that's me right here. Send us pictures.
That sounds so cool.
I mean, I gotta make the bird first. Let me open up Microsoft
Orange
Paint real quick.
Oh my god.
Too late. I already drew a cock.
Fuck. Now, thank you, Binge, for that. I'll relay that on to the wife and the fam.
Yeah, and like you can get nonstick that's not a PTFE coating. You can get
Like
a nonstick
ceramic?
that's basically just like raised patterns, basically that do the same thing to some degree.
Yeah. But
I just
dude.
I just use stainless steel. Though, like I know Kate prefers nonstick. I prefer nonstick for like a couple things. I can't remember.
Yeah,
what
for
those things are.
anybody who has stainless steel pans,
I guess
and
reheating
you're
food.
like, but I hate the cleanup. Here's what you do: you take your hot pan, you put baking soda in it, you put some Dawn dish soap in it, you put water in it. It goes.
Don't do that while it's super hot. By the way, you will deform your pan.
It depends. Like super hot, yes. Warm hot, like it's fine.
Warm hot's fine. Just be very, very, very careful because they're super high end, like stainless steel pans. They're like $600-$700, and my dumbass poured like water in them when they were still too hot.
No.
So don't do that.
Definitely don't do that. With a super nice one, but at least while it's still a little warm, if it's not warm at all and it's completely cooled down, you just have to let it sit in the sink for like an hour. But
yeah, you
like,
just let it fucking soak.
but seriously,
It's fine.
like Dawn dish soap and baking soda.
This stream is brought to you by Dawn Dish Soap. And by stream, I mean podcast.
You guys wish you could get
Sponsored.
sponsored by Dawn.
Thanks. Because of
I
me,
can't think
we
of a
will
single
never get
sponsor
sponsored.
I would actually want. Wait, let me think.
Road
No.
microphones.
Nope.
Sure.
It would need to be a Nope. It would need to be a company that like I agree with on every single point they've ever made without exception. Maybe Framework. Barely. That's the closest it gets.
Oh.
Maybe.
The Illuminati.
Oh.
I mean, I've no such organization exists.
Well, speaking of organizations, first of all, Binge, thank you so much for the time today. Like, here's the truth, and I say this like this is legit truth. We don't aim for podcast episodes to be 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
or
we
3
aim
hours.
for 90 minutes, by the way.
We aim for 90 minutes, but because we have so amazing guests on, unless they have to leave early, we just get to talking, and when we just love to have great people on. And you've heard what Ben just said.
Ooh, actually,
The things that he's go ahead.
On that point, guys, in the comments, if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're on any other platform, you can literally use the nomination form to like write this feedback. It's not a problem. Let us know what you think about the length of these, because like Hubert said, we do aim for 90 minutes. And like, as you guys noticed, when we were around the 90-minute mark, I asked like, how are we all on time? And very often we will push it longer. That's not our goal, but let us know. Because like for me, when I see like a 3-hour podcast, that's a little bit daunting for me. And it's like real hard to find a time to watch it. Whereas if it's like 90 minutes, like I'll click on it and like start listening and like maybe I'll finish it later. Oh, the crotch cam, sorry. But please let us know your thoughts. Like we will try to appeal to as many people as possible. If you're in the minority, we're sorry in advance, but we'll do what we can to make the most people happy. Let us know, please.
Yeah. Agreed. And to finish it off, though, the good keyboard friend of the week. I'm nominating Wheat, but I just want to say, Binge, thank you for all you do. This guy legit streams, and he fucking gave a giveaway cap for me. Like, obviously, there were other people in the stream, but I think I was the only one who actually typed in 1 because I wanted to be part of it. And he does things like this, he gives away, B-stock keycaps or just things in general. He spends his time helping others, and that's what it's all about. Obviously, he can say that this hobby is all about the people. Like, he's been here for almost 2 decades. Meetups, it's all about the community. It's about the people you meet. It's about the pre games before the meetups. It's about the post games. It's about the meetups in general. It's all about people. And we want to nominate good keyboard people. Binge, thank you for all you do.
Thank you for the extended crotch cam. You're such a good sport. I love it.
My nominee for this week is Wheat from Wheat Keys.
420 graze it
as well. Yeah. So he's also a RuneScape player. So he loves RuneScape. But I bought my very first artisan I've ever had was a Wheat artisan. Now let me see.
Yeah, his trees, man.
Is that a Christmas tree?
Yep, the Christmas tree.
Oh, that's dope.
And guess what? In the PayPal form or whatever for the invoice, I wrote a little note and I told him, hey, this is the first artisan I ever got. He fucking gave me a handwritten note and one of his own artisans for free.
Dope.
He says, welcome to artisan collecting. It's a blast.
Oh, no.
There are endless makers, sculpts, and colorways. I hope you enjoy the journey and the friends along the way. I've tossed in a cap from my personal collection, too.
Yeah, the first
one of my
is
favorites.
free. Nice
by Hell
try.
Dead Caps. Enjoy Heart Wheat. And it's just people like that.
I mean,
Binge going up to...
that is a very special kind of person. And those kind of people exist in like every little corner of the hobby. They're always the very generous, very sweet, like creative types.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like taking the time out of your day to make someone feel special. And if it's their first meetup, it's going to leave an amazing impression. That's what Binge did, like he was talking about. But the whole point of the Good Keyboard Friend nomination is to nominate someone that's done something good. Doesn't have to be something super huge. Can be anybody that's done something positive. So please send in the nominations the way that Simon said. Leave comments, whatever. Reach out to us on Discord. But with that, I want to hand it off to Binge for his nominee for Good Keyboard Friend of the Week.
Good. Yeah,
if you've got
no.
one.
So
like
this kind of goes back to the old days. But like now it's kind of hard to conceptualize. And maybe it isn't, but you all might know somebody out there like Hubert and Simon who organize something and get people together talking about the subject of keyboards or things adjacent to it. It's a very kind of it's a collecting experience, and honestly, you need those cat herders in your life, because like otherwise, everybody's just going around doing their own thing, and a lot of times people will pass by each other without even knowing that there's some sort of common interest. For a long time, Geek Hack was literally a computer that was hidden in a data center illegally. I'm not kidding.
So
Dang.
pissed.
And
So
the guy
pissed.
who hid it there was not really the best admin in the world. And a lot of it,
I mean, he was able to hook up free fucking co-location.
yep.
Hey,
Yep.
we take
So, but like the day-to-day admin work for a while was done by a guy named mkawa. And mkawa is like a serial academic. He stayed in school to just go further down the academic rabbit hole for a long time. He got me so much information on material, like material chemistry and science and things that I wouldn't have had access to if he didn't like go through the effort of learning a little bit about me and saying like, oh, or saying to me like, oh, I think this might interest you, and spending some time in his day to like connect with me on that level. He also provided me my first nice compressor and pressure pot that was like capable of going up to like 230, 240 psi. Like,
God damn.
yeah, I mean, total overkill. But
well, I mean, it must get the bubbles out of there faster, right?
so like at a certain point, it can actually just be harmful to pressurize things that much.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, everything's got a breaking point, but like, surely, like having that power, like you're never gonna like push it to 11, but like being able to like
I was
I don't know,
never
get
afraid
to
that it would
pressure
explode.
quickly, be able. Well, yeah. Why would you be afraid that a giant thing full of all the pressure in the world would explode immediately in your face? That never happens ever.
Yeah, never. So, but no, like he like helped me become more knowledgeable about the things that I'm passionate about, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, mkawa.
For sure.
Fuck
It's like how do I phrase this? Like, there are so many people in the community and in the hobby that have done so much great stuff, like massive, massive undertakings that have like greatly like changed the trajectory of the entire hobby. But each time you speak to any one of these individuals, they only mention the people that were impacts on them. It all keeps flowing. It all keeps flowing. Anybody that embraces the community aspect of the hobby are the people that succeed. It's the people that make the friends, where of course a friend's going to help out a friend. They're going to teach you what they know. They're going to help you out, because a good friend is a good friend. And so many like iconic members of the community were birthed out of situations like that, me included. It is not unknown information that I am a massive fucking dumbass. I'm a smart guy, but like I don't know much about like I don't know everything about keyboards, but like I care to learn. And most people that know me well enough and are willing to teach me something know that like that information is probably going to go to good use. And then end of the day, I put out like guides and resources. And when I say it's obviously not me, it's a community effort. I am simply the channel. Black Simon is the channel, but you know what I mean by the channel. I am where the knowledge flows through. But again, like Binge, you're going to be humble, just like any other big player is going to be humble. You've been in this hobby longer than I fucking have. You've probably made like I don't know. I think like in terms of like effort of like a human being actually spent on like working on artisans and refining technology, you're easily in the top 2. So take what he says with a grain of salt, because heroes are not born; they're made.
They're cast in a mold, bro. Somebody decides if they cast in a mold. No.
Well, for sure, yeah. Like everybody we ever meet, everybody that helps us out, our family, our friends, every situation that has made us who we are is what puts us where we end up in the end. And sometimes that gives us the capability of affecting other people's lives in ways we would have never fucking imagined. And it's insane to think about the whole fucking snake of, the equation. And it just boggles me. Oh, fuck yes. My package
I
is
just
on the
made this
way.
micro penis.
I mean, to me, it's still there.
That's amazing. Do you see that, Simon?
I
the
do.
audio listeners, please watch the video at 2 hours 46 minutes 59 seconds.
All right. So
Heroes aren't born. They
where do we
sculpt
go from here?
micro-penises.
Yeah. All right. No. But here's the question: how do we get our cocks? Like, where does it go from here? Like,
Yeah.
do you then like use that as like a master, and then you make a mold?
So,
and
like,
then,
okay, if it was just this, you could take like any old kind of container with a bottom. I'm just gonna use this piece right here. You get it under the camera. Okay. So you'd like drop it in there and basically stick it down in the center so it's fully erect facing up, and just fill this with silicone. It would set, and then you take the silicone mold out, flip it over, and where the cocks, the base of the shaft resided on the bottom of the box.
Yep.
Thank you for
That
using
would
the
have
technical terms.
that would have likely been the so in mold terms there are two structures to indicate where liquid plastic goes in and how it travels through the mold. A gate is any orifice to the mold. Okay? And a runner is the path from the orifice to the cavity. Not.
Listen. I just work here, dude.
So yeah, you would find that gate, and you'd fill it with plastic, and then you would get your finished cock in all 12 flavors and colors. And there's even there's scented additives you can add to resin to like make it smell like vanilla and stuff.
How long does that like reasonably last in like a normal indoor
never
environment?
mess with this stuff. Like I've smelled people's work who's like, I've smelled their cocks. And
I've smelled artisan makers. It's what I mean. Like, I work in a different field. I work in marketing, but like when you meet a new marketing individual, you gotta get in there. You gotta get in there. You gotta sniff them out and know if they're good or not.
And so honestly, I suspect it would probably last about a good 6 months to a year.
Yeah, that was probably my guess. Like, for something nice, I presume something shitty would last for like a month or two.
I mean, it's a really rare thing to have a plastic scent. Because
yeah, I'd presume like what you're lacking is the porosity to be able to like let that scent last long enough. Because like porosity and like microchannels, like interior structures within plastic, are like generally rare when it comes to plastic structure, right?
Not quite. Not quite.
Oh.
Like, so these additives, the cool thing about plastic is like, yes, you could have places where porosity is very minimal, but because it can be shaped like anything, you could have something that is effectively a fragrance, and then you could have something that basically prevents plastic from forming as tightly.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I see. Like, by using the shapes in the mold, you can create like cavities and crevices and whatnot, right?
Not so much the mold, but like the chemical makeup of that, like that fragrance thing that they have. You'd have another chemical, and it would basically make the plastic suck at being the plastic, at being its best self. But it would have those pores to hold the fragrance. And that's probably what they have it in, to be honest, because you hit the nail on the head. Like,
Yeah, it makes sense.
If there's no place for that fragrance to reside, it's really not gonna stink. But also on that note, like, there are some plastics that never, like, they don't stop off gassing something for a long time.
Oh, I feel like ABS would be like very, very guilty of that. Knowing nothing about plastics, just knowing like how fucking like reactive ABS is, and maybe pop.
ABS is what's called a thermoplast, and so you give it heat, and then you can flow it into something. That's like what injection molding is. The artisans generally work with thermosets, where the plastic chains are free floating and incomplete. So they're bouncing around, you've got liquid, very active molecules. And think of it like Lincoln logs. But with Lincoln logs, you have those neat little cuts at the end where they fit together and link. So just think of it as like a fuck ton of logs that are all vibrating and moving around. And what ends up happening is once you add a catalyst to it, it not only cuts the ends of the logs to have those joining places, but the shaking that's going on, the thing that makes a liquid, that kind of molecular excitement gets even faster. And a thermoset, when you add the catalyst and as it's setting up, it exotherms or creates its own heat. As it's excited and as those parts are being etched into all the logs like jiggle next to each other, and eventually they get locked down. And the more and more of them that get locked down, the more and more solid the plastic becomes. And so that's the primary difference. And the other big difference between like a thermoset and a thermoplast is like thermoplast, some of them you can like reuse by remelting. A thermoset, the only thing that you can do is turn it back into its base hydrocarbons or gasoline.
Oh wow. Okay, so you're saying that like you can't reflow like a thermocast resin, for example. You can't turn that back into resin and then re-pour that. You've only got that reaction one time. Ooh, that's interesting. Because like even PBT ABS, there is some level of reusability to it. Like it'll kind of still work. PBT not as much, especially with like complex structures. But like that's wild. I had no fucking idea. So if you fuck up a cast, it's gone.
If you fuck up a cast, no
remelt.
No, that's why the B stocks exist. Like, there's no undoing that. There's no putting the genie back in that bottle.
Got it.
Yeah, your three wishes were used making this thing in the first place, and it got its freedom.
Yeah.
But I've dumped so much knowledge. I'm so happy that you guys asked me to like share my experience. I'm happy to be here. I like, if you need me to like strong arm anybody to like get their ass on the show, just like be like, yo, binge, take care of this.
Oh, don't worry. We're pretty resourceful. If you know,
you've evoked some of the elder names. I get a feeling of your reach, your depth,
my power, my power. I love my power. I am spoiled enough to be able to just talk to anybody in the community at any point and just have a conversation with them. Obviously, some people are busy with shit and like haven't checked their DMs in months, and some people have left the hobby. But like, that is a great power that I have never taken advantage of and never will, because it's fantastic to be able to like talk with the big heads.
Yeah.
Penis? Like penis?
Yes.
Big heads? Or
yeah.
Okay. No, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. Again, we'll have you on again for future episodes. Maybe someone wants to learn more about artisans specifically. Maybe we just want to bullshit. But
yeah, we could talk more about audio and music and why your camera is still connected to a battery in 2025 when you can use a dummy battery or literally plug USB-C into it.
It's got
If it's an A7S3, which I think is what you said it was, oh, then you're even more chilling. Yeah, like if you feed it a USB-C cable, it'll sustain. Feed it a better one.
It is better. Literally. No,
because like this gets fed over USB-C and is just fine. The one in front of me needs to use a dummy battery. USB-C is not enough.
Yeah, no,
and the one above is also a dummy battery.
But I don't have one.
They're like $9 on Amazon, dude, and they plug into USB. Just fucking get it. It's like, and also you gotta fix the ISO or the exposure of the camera that we're currently looking at. It's not doing it right now.
Is garbage.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if you like hard fix the ISO, maybe there's a chance. Because like when you were showing artisans, I could see like every like about a second and a half, it was like resetting the ISO. Like you can notice it in your jeans when you're like showing something up close and you look at the jeans in the background. I guess it's not happening now.
No, I mean like everything's fixed on it. It's just it's the same no matter what. Like it's feels terrible, fucking bad, but it works for showing people sculpting stuff. I'll fix it, man. I'll get a dummy battery.
Wait.
Yeah.
Speaking of, 1 second. Oh, let's put a battery back in here.
But yeah, dude. On behalf of myself, my co-hosts Simon, James, and Tangus, thank you, Binge, and thank you so much to everybody that listens and watches. We love you all, and see you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.